I'm saying? Once it's over, it's over.
What's going on, people? Xbox 448 here.
It's the X by 448 from little old Connecticut on the side of the.
Goddamn
What's
snow.
happening, everybody?
What's going on out there in Night City? It is Next Podcast, and we are live.
Live.
I know Dark Optimus might, he might appreciate that reference right there to Night City. Yo, what is going on, everybody in the chat? Yes, I screwed up. I screwed up with my audio. I keep flipping it back and forth between a headset and the mic I'm using right now, and of course, I never set it up properly for when we get out of the intro and get into this. But guys, what is going on? I hope you're having a great Thursday night, and it is our job here to make it even better. We have a great show planned for you. We get to talk about Gears 5, a new story DLC. We get to talk about apology letters from devs to the gamers out there. We get to talk about different publishers having like money wars going on over developers and stuff like that. It's going to be a really, really good show, but we cannot start the show without two things. I need to do two things here. First off, if you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button and share this show out. Let people know that we are here at his next podcast and we are live and everybody should be here. I'm going to actually hit the thumbs up button now because I am a slacker, but I did it now, so you guys can do it with me. Not only that, we got to get into the intros. You got to know who's on the panel, and I'm here to deliver that to you. So first off, coming from the West Coast, and he is usually first or second in the Google Meet when we're getting together. My West Coast brother, the man himself, Dark Optimus. What is going on, bro?
What's up, man? I gotta tell you guys, I don't play trash Xbox exclusive games, so I don't play DLC.
That's okay, because Xbox doesn't make trash exclusive games. So you play all the exclusives. Then is what you're.
They don't
saying.
they don't make any exclusive games. What are you talking
about? Guys, vote.
No, I'm just kidding.
Vote now. 1 to fire Dark Optimus, or 2 to keep him on the show. I need to see that in the chat right off the bat. Yo.
Everybody's just like, fuck that guy, damn it.
Brett was real quick with it. Yeah.
I know. Brett was all like, man, I'm fucking
He's like,
sick
yo,
of this
I got
guy.
the opportunity. Let's get him.
Well, Daddy Dark ain't gonna be paid for your bills no more.
Oh no! Well, dude, it is good. It is. Yo, what's Crispy's 1.5? He's like,
He's on the fence.
Yo! Oh man, we are starting already, guys. We are starting already. But Dark, it's good to have you on as always, man.
Sure, man.
Every week on the panel. But I guess we need
this is
to
home,
go.
Man.
We need to go to the Lone Star State now. We need to go where they say everything is bigger, and we need to introduce our brother Predator.
Yo, what's up, everybody? So I'm over here
Would you walk
downloading
away?
Gears right now.
Okay.
I haven't had a chance to play this crappy game. Happy to be here, man. I know we got a long show tonight, so I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. Thanks, Daddy.
Aw. That was to you, Dark. That was definitely to you, Dark. All right, next on the list, and he is my Connecticut brother. He is one of the few people I know out here in these gaming streets on YouTube that is in the same state as me. We are here in New England. We are snowed in. It has been absolutely insane from yesterday into today, and it is time to get some of that hashtag crispy truth. Crispy bomb, what is going on, bro?
Fuck snow. There we go. Yeah, it's been crazy up here. Be glad that you don't have to deal with the 1.5 to 2 feet of snow that we got today. And yeah, it's just been fun. Nobody shows up at work, so what happens? The boss has got to go to work. So yeah, I haven't had much gaming, but I do have a few things to say about these games. So looking forward to it.
Nice, brother. And you know, 2 feet of snow. Maybe some people just couldn't get to work, and you said the boss had to go. So you're trying to say your supervisor had to go and you stayed home? Then is what you're saying?
I am the boss, so I have no choice.
I think I'm gonna ask the next person I'm introducing on whether or not that's true or not. And yo, it is coming live from the 405. My brother who has been here from the beginning, and somehow, some way, he can still stand me. He is not absolutely tired of Xbox. I don't know how he does it. K Mega, what is going on, bro?
What's happening? What's going on? And absolutely not about
No, he's not the boss.
Crispy.
He's not
Man, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you guess.
I
Boss of. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, no, but what's going on there, guys? What's happening? He say he's the boss out there in little old Connecticut. That's only like a 30-minute drive through. That is fine with me. He could be the boss
Lies.
of Tiny Town. I have no problem. Like, he can be the boss of, you know, the elves in the North Pole. It's anything that's small and little, I guess, that he is the boss of. Here
Is he a boss because he's white?
Oh my God!
Wow. Absolutely not. But I mean, I don't. Wow.
Damn.
Listen. Whoa.
Oh, shit.
What's going on here? I mean, your boy got voted out, and this is how you feel.
Yeah,
I mean, is this voted out? Is this what happened? I don't know. Anyway. Let's have a great show, man. As usual, you see these knuckleheads is going to act a fool, with me included. I think I'm going to have some things to say to get some people riled up, even some of my Xbox brethren. But we'll see. Can't wait for the show. And yes, Bot, I can only stand you in doses. We used to hang around all the time, but now it's kind of like, you know what? Hey, man, can we hang out? Can we do? No. Okay, what about now? No.
Why is K Mega's party locked? I don't get this, man. Like,
yeah, what's going on, man? He invited me to fight night. No, I'm playing. I'm just playing. But you know, I love you, man. I got much love. You my brother, man. You just a part of the family, just like GRG, man. So
nice.
And all the rest.
That means I could come over for dinner. Then is what you're trying to say, man.
Fuck no, that's not what I said. I said, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are my internet brothers, man. I definitely appreciate the support and love that you guys give me, man. No doubt about it. So let's get to it, man.
Yo, well, it's funny, yo. It's funny you said that, because talk about love, yo. Shout out to Jesse Darby hitting up the super chat mad early, letting everybody know that the super chat is definitely working tonight. And Jesse says, what do you think about the talk about Halo be on? Oh, I think it meant like being only on the Series X. You know what? Or Series X, Series S. And that's actually, we don't even have that as a topic, but that is
God. You gave him a Halo topic to talk about.
That is a great thing to talk about, Jesse. I think we might have to start with
Jesse.
that. Yo, Preg, what do you think, man? Do you think Halo Infinite should be a next gen or this gen only? I'm saying next gen because I'm not in that next gen right now. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question real quickly and be like, yes. Have you seen Cyberpunk on?
Oh no, dude! But Cyberpunk, we're gonna get into that. That's a past gen game. That's an Xbox One, PS4 game, though.
Yeah, and it was made for that gen, and it looks like crap on that gen. So
it looks like Grand Theft Auto Vice City, from what people are saying.
Oh no.
Is that a topic?
So don't get it on your Xbox One fat there, Bot. Just wait.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what about you, Dark? What do you think, man? Should it only be for the Series X and Series S, bro?
That really depends on if there's enough consoles out there next year for it to really solidify it to be on a next gen, current gen console.
We're going to be confused all night with what gen it is, guys.
Right? Yeah, it's one of those things, right?
Gen 9 or Gen 10 right now?
Gen 9. Yeah.
9. Yeah.
But I think definitely, in my personal opinion, it should just be on next gen. Yeah, I don't think it should be. It should be a Series X, Series S, and PC game. That's it.
Dark.
There's too many SKUs out there right now that you could tell even from what Pre was saying about Cyberpunk. They had to make 9 SKUs of that game, and it made sense that there was going to be ones that were going to fall short.
Well, but yeah, no, they skipped out on the ones where they made a limited edition console for, though. But anyway, Dark, I thought it was interesting how you went the business route in the beginning. It depends on how many of those consoles out there, basically talking sales and engagement and stuff like that. So, that was business, Dark, right there. I'm going to go to Crispy real quick. Crispy, what do you think, man? Halo Infinite, should it only be on the Series S, Series X, bro?
Okay, I know it's going to be a topic, Bob, but how does Gears 5 look on your fat?
Really good, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so I'm just gonna let people know that being first party, I think they're gonna do something that clearly CD Projekt Red is not able to do right now, and that's just because they have all the assets in house, in my opinion.
Yo, shout out to Dead Proof. He says, I give them props, CD Projekt Red. I give them props for getting the Game Pass title screens on these older consoles. Bravo. Oh my goodness. Yo, that is crazy. Yo, shout out to Dead. Yo, good to see you in the chat, man. All right. So you think that it's going to be cross-gen still then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Yo, what about you, K-Mega? Like what do you think? Is it going to be cross-gen, or is it going for the more powerful hardware? What's your deal?
Yeah, no, it's going to be cross-gen. That it's just like what Crispy said. They know their infrastructure inside and out, and it was a first party game. I don't think it's just no different than what they're doing with the backwards compatibility stuff, and it works fine. Yeah, no, I don't see, and it's Halo. I mean, they had this vision with the slip space engine to work with on older hardware and the newer hardware. I think that there'll definitely be some significant upgrades when you look if you purchase the Series X. But I don't think that it's going to be when it comes to 60 frames per second, things like that. I mean, we could get that on the Fat and also on the S and the One X.
Dude, I feel like I don't know if it's like if it's like a self-esteem thing, but every time I hear the one Fat or you guys reference Fat, I just think you're taking a dig at me, man. I don't know why, but I feel like that's what's going on right now. Everybody on the panel, when you mentioned the
no, I mean it because there is this. You got the Fat, you got the Xbox One S, and you got the Xbox One X.
I will let you know my Fat Xbox One has been breathing hard.
We're trying to do you a favor.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, man.
Yeah, you got a Fat, you got a small, you got a medium. So I mean, the best one is the medium. but the Fat is actually the most dependable because it don't mess up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's pretty because I got the Fat in the closet. It worked when the One X went out on me. So I mean, it's just one of them things.
It's starting. Mine's starting to breathe a little heavy though. The fan kicks up a little bit. I kind of look at it. Well,
yeah, these games is making them full, man. You know what I'm saying? The Fat is like, man, I'm already a little bit too big. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like me with a cupcake trying to walk upstairs, man.
I understand where you guys are coming from. Like, hey, everybody's got that console, whatever. At some point, they got to move on from it. I think that'd be a perfect time to do it. Had it come out this year, yeah, I get it. But we could have, and I said this in some of the private chats or whatever, like we could have easily been in the CD Projekt Red scenario right now with Halo, had they not pushed it back. I mean, I think that game would have ran and looked like shit on the Fat versus the Series X. And I understand they probably made it for all consoles, but I don't know, man. Like we're having these problems now with the game, like with some of the games we have now. So, and as this generation is on, we gotta kind of you gotta have something to make people want to buy the next console. They can't hang on that shit forever. At some point, they gotta drop that shit off.
It's only been a month, and that's and to me, if Halo comes out, their plan was 2022. If Halo comes out in 2022, I agree. If it comes out next year, I don't agree. I mean, these consoles are capable. Just because of a couple of things from the third party, that's on them. Look, PlayStation and Xbox knows their hardware. And the people who make these games know the hardware. So we're not we looked at a game like Ghost of Tsushima that looked absolutely stupendous, and then I got Miles Morales, and it looks great. And you know what I'm saying? So
fuck y'all, fuck this shit. You still playing a goddamn fat in November 2021? You got a fucking problem.
Bro, if people got a budget, or if they don't game like that, I mean, I'm not knocking them for it.
Video games in.
Damn!
Wow! Wow, yo, man.
He got that benzo. He's elitist as a mug, boy.
Bro, we got a whole year, bro. We got a whole year.
Pinky, he's got that pinky to the mouth, baby.
You better get that.
Listen, tax time. People are going to start upgrading, either to the Xbox One X or to the S.
Outside of Xbox. Who has a fat in the chat?
Yeah, shut up.
People in the chat, let people know. I mean, I try to hold on to as many consoles as I can, just in case. So I still got my Xbox One X, but my wife got that one. She took that. She's in
the fat in the chat.
Wow. This is not Dr. Seuss, guys. This is not yo.
Oh my God.
The topic. Let's go. Let's move.
The hat with some green eggs and ham. Wow. I don't know. This is ridiculous. All right, come on, let's go.
Yeah, well, I got kind of like the first mission going on here in terms of gameplay. So let's get into Gears 5, and I know Crispy's getting a little bit hyped, and I think K Mega might be getting a little bit hyped too, because they released the story DLC, the I think it's called Hive Busters, and it's kind of like a story in and of itself of an iconic team in the Gears franchise that kind of got this whole hive busting thing started and whatnot. And I did get a chance to go in and play the first mission, and I gotta say, even on the Xbox sponsored VCR, this shit looks insane. Graphically looks incredible. To me, plays just like Gears. I was having a little issue with my right bumper, but in terms of reloading and whatnot, which you will see in the gameplay, but I switched to a back paddle for it, so this way I could get that perfectly timed reload going. But so far, I actually had to stop playing. I started playing it today, and I had to stop playing because I had to work on the show and make sure the show was ready for tonight. And I started getting into it to the point where if I didn't stop myself, I would have been playing this thing like all day, man. I gotta say, so far, so good, and it's really refreshing to have different characters in the story. I really I'm digging the characters that they have here right now. The personality wise and stuff like that. I think they're really cool. I highly suggest people with an Xbox, especially of course if you have Gears 5, but also if you have Game Pass and you haven't tried Gears 5 yet. I highly suggest trying out this DLC so far. I believe it is free DLC. It is a story expansion. And I think it's really, really cool so far. And shout out to the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell for hitting up that super chat. Thank you, brother. He says, I guess us Xbox peasants are not going enough to going enough to game now. Good thing is coming Saturday. I will no longer be an Xbox peasant, K Mega 405 and his elitist friend. Just half kidding. Blue Shell got it out for you, brother. I don't know what it is, man. But at least he didn't start talking about like headshots against K Mega and Halo, man. But shout out to you, brother, for that super chat. Definitely appreciate it. You know what? He's been here from the beginning. Let's go to K Mega first. K Mega, have you tried the new DLC for Gears 5? And if so, you got to give us your thoughts, bro.
Yeah. I mean, if you could just look just right before the show, I just got done streaming it on my channel on both YouTube and on Twitch. And I have to say, man, it's amazing. It is amazing. It is amazing. It's amazing. it starts you off kind of, it gets you into this whole place where it shows this new environment, and it's pretty, and it's different, it's lush. You kind of see gears in the jungle, and you like, whoa, you just get enamored by everything about how well the game looks, and even how well the game feels. Because I mean, when you just walking around, moving, all that other stuff, you get into it, and then it's starting to set the tone for the story. You get through you kind of get through like the tutorial. Like the first act is kind of like the tutorial a little bit, and then you get into the second act, and then it kind of slowly builds you up, and then it gets to a point in the second act where it is an absolute roller coaster. Like, like I said, all you got to do is look at the stream. The people in there that I was watching, they went from, man, this looks beautiful, damn, this is a great looking game, this looks fun, blah blah blah, to I'm gonna have to try it out, to, oh my god, and it was just like people just tripping. Like, it was so much stuff going on at once, and it's just a roller coaster ride. I guess what I could say to give people some kind of thought, if you paid the Gears 5 story, is the part where you're in the area where you're meeting the queen, and the other part where you're in the sands, where you're in the red sands, and it gets to the part where the story is starting to elevate in that area. That is like, combine that and put those all into one thing. Like, once it starts rolling, it rolls, and it's nonstop action from that point. And so I had to stop before to get ready for the show, but I have to say I am thoroughly impressed. The coalition, you know what I'm saying? Rob Ferguson, you got to give you got a big shout out to him and what he done with the Gears franchise to actually even be on the level of Halo, if not in some cases, have a better performance than Halo in some ways. And so to now look at what they're doing now, and then doing with this DLC, you will get engaged with the characters. You'll find who you like, who you don't like, but the game's fluidity and the colors, the look, just a brand new style of what they're doing. Like, I mean, it's a action adventure shooter, and that I mean, I can't wait for what they're going to do for Gears 6. And it also makes me really excited of what Halo. I got much more faith into Halo Infinite going in the future now for what's going on, what's coming to the Series X, man. It's stupendous. You have to check it out. It's a must get. Especially if you got Game Pass.
Dude, and it's funny because some people are talking that, this story, which again, it's free, people. It's free. You just download it and play it. And, if you have Game Pass, then it's a part of your subscription as well. So, but, people trying to say that, it might be a shorter, kind of like maybe a 5-hour, 6-hour like campaign. The ramp up that you're talking about, because I kind of like the mystery in the beginning, like how it all started, you being kind of like in the chopper, this dude kind of like cracking jokes and everything like that, and how it just started escalating from there, and then the mystery of the island that you were on at that point in time. I was really digging kind of like that build up, kind of like the beginning of a movie, like a suspenseful movie or something like that. So
right.
You talking about it escalating so quickly, it makes me wanna pick up the controller and turn it on like now.
It just turns on, and then everything that you were saying about the characters themselves, the identities and things like that, you start to really, throughout the part where it's starting to get revved up, you start seeing the personalities of each character, of like which one you like, which one you don't like, because they start going at each other, and then because it gets so intense, and then it's like, whoa, and then you like, oh man, this character here is a jerk, and then you look at this other character and you're like, oh yeah, he's a gun ho, and then you look at the other character and like, this character, that's the real true leader, or vice versa. It's like, I mean, everybody's gonna have their own opinion about each character. I mean, I was giving my thoughts about the characters when I was doing the stream earlier, and I could just tell you, like, all of these, the way that they captured it by doing the character dialogue on top of the action going on all around you. And I'm not talking about just right there, you got a few enemies here. It is chaos. It is absolute chaos everywhere for man, it is amazing. I cannot wait to get back in and stream the the rest of the game. I mean, they did a fantastic job with this, man. Kudos to the coalition. Bright things are definitely coming. I am really stoked for Gears. Really stoked.
Nice, brother. And I gotta say, out of the characters, I don't remember the three by name, but this ball-headed guy that we're seeing right here so far, he is the man for me, because there was a hole, and he was like, yeah, we definitely got to go this way, and he just kept looking at it, and the lady was like, well, aren't you going? He's like, man, my back's not what it used to be. And he's like, after
right,
that
yeah, I was saying the same thing. I was like, oh, that's K Mega right there. Oh, well, back ain't what it used to be. Well, you a little narrow right there in them hips, girl. You can go on in there and get in that hole. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely. Yeah.
All right. Let's bring it to Crispy. Crispy, dude. You're known as the Gears guy on here, man. You people know that you like this. All they have to do is check your icon, really, man, and they know it's on. So, what do you have you tried the new DLC at all, man?
A smidge. It was fun trying to download it. I'll tell you that. It was they didn't do it correctly, in my opinion. They wanted you to like go into the store and all this other stuff. Then all of a sudden I booted it up and it started downloading everything, and then it froze. So then I was like, okay. So then I had to uninstall the entire game and reinstall it. It was pretty fun trying to get it to work. And literally, like right before I got told that I had to work on my day off because of this lovely snow, I started playing the beginning of it, and I mean the humor, number one, was just great. I mean, this is
the Irish.
This is what
dude,
we
right?
love. Yeah, dude. I don't remember. All I remember is Lena. Lena's the chick, but that's all I really care about. The other dude reminds me of Barrick from Ram Shadow. Which I would almost like feel like this is kind of like an homage to it. And the wonderful thing is that you already know these characters, because if you've played Escape at all, you know that these are the characters you use. Also, the campaign kind of like brings Escape elements, like, having these power-ups and stuff like that. So it's an interesting take on it. I think this is the way they should have went. Instead of going this open world. I think, if you want to change up the gameplay and make people have to like, use their abilities and everything else, I think this is the route they should have went. And, I'm just going to say it. I said that there was a campaign coming before it was announced. Just to let you know. And I said it was going to be fire, and I've seen not one complaint. And even the guy on the panel, Mr. Xbot448, who's playing on the one fat, has no complaints. So I'm just telling you that Rod and Ryan Cleveland leaving was for a reason. These people know what they're doing. They are working on a game that they love. And I'm just glad to see that they're melding all of these new characters into the universe. And you never know if we see them again. I know very few people have actually finished the DLC, and I don't want to know the spoilers of any of that. But I do believe they will get melded in somehow. And the humor and everything else. This is what us gearheads love. So. It's a challenge, especially if you play by yourself. From what I hear, it's a really big challenge. Like because you're supposed to have these other people using their other abilities, and
you gotta use them yourself. Yeah.
So it's a little different. Like
I just want to add to what you were saying, Crispy. It definitely, because they are from Escape. But I will say this too. There's cameos. And they're definitely going to be in Gear 6 in some kind of way of capacity because of the cameos that they show within the game. That's all.
Well, yeah, because they actually, like, there's a book out, like they have multiple like tie-ins, like, because there's so many people. Like, I'm not one of them people that reads like the comic books and the books, but they've tied it all into the universe. So it makes total sense. You have Colonel Hoffman. He's the leader of what is it? A Scorpio Squad.
Yeah.
I believe that's what it's called.
Scorpio.
Yeah,
So,
Scorpio. Yeah.
So you have Colonel Hoffman. I mean, he's in a wheelchair, but he's still got his brash voice that tells you to go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what we love about him. And he's still there. He can't do. But now you got these people that are a ragtag group that come together. It's almost like you get the feelings of the old Gears, and I think that's why people love that, because originally when you start Gears, it's like this dude's in jail and this dude, and he's the main character, and like you don't know what's going on, and you're just meeting these people, and that's what they try to do with this, and I think it's a really great thing, and I'm glad they're going back to their roots. That's what I feel like, just in a different way. Like, you have abilities, you can upgrade, you can do a lot of things that you haven't been able to do in Gears, and I think it's just a smart thing to do.
Nice. And shout out to Abacab. He says Mac is the Scottish dude. All right, yeah,
yes, Mac. There you go.
That was the dude that in the beginning, through
the fingers, through the birds.
Yeah, that was awesome. Dude, that's in the gameplay right now. And guys, again, this gameplay is from an Xbox One fat. So just think about that real quick. Just go ahead and chew on that fat a little bit, because it's definitely a looker. It plays really well on the original Xbox One as well, man. I'm really impressed by it. Let's see. Predator, have you tried the new Gears 5 DLC, bro?
I'm actually playing through it a little bit right now. Just the first part of you go into the crash site and stuff right now.
Okay.
PC, 100 frames a second. Yeah, I mean, it looks really nice, man. Like, I like what I see so far. I like the character models. I didn't play the what was it that Crispy was saying with the 3 characters, the other mode they have?
Escape.
Yeah. I've never played the escape mode. I'm not really into the multiplayer Gears, but I've always enjoyed the story. And so like, I'm used to those big, bulky, you know what I'm saying? Like the characters they've had in the past, where like everything looks like extra large in the chest and shit like that for the guys. And seeing these characters in this, and like they look normal. They're slim. I actually like that character model a little bit better than I like the old school stuff where the guys are just this big for no fucking reason. So, in the environments, again, I'm like really early into this right now. So I just started this while we did the podcast, but that jungle scene right now that I'm looking at looks amazing. Like, it's like awesome. It's like so much shit going on.
It's so dense.
Yeah, it's like,
there, man.
Like, and I'm not nearly into the game as far as you guys are, but like just looking at it so far, and it looks really good. And I know how I'm playing it on PC is probably the equivalent of what it's going to look like on the X. So I'm going to actually end up flipping back and forth to see the differences. But like, I love what I'm seeing so far right now. So if they're doing this with DLC, I can just imagine what they're going to do with the next Gears. I mean, it's going to look great, going forward. So I like it. I like what I see so far.
Nice, brother. And I don't usually say this, but you can go ahead and keep playing. And as we're going through, if anything happens, or if you want to chime in about the DLC, feel free. If you have to interrupt Dark, you can do it. At least twice. At least twice. It's okay. I do it all the time. Don't worry about it. But on that note, the angry otter himself, Dark Optimus. Gears 5, new DLC, and it's downloadable content, so it is DLC, but it's not paid DLC, man. If you got the game, or if you play it through Game Pass, you just download it and play it. Have you tried it yet, brother?
Hell no.
What? Said it with such conviction, too. Hell no.
No, I have not. No, I haven't tried it yet. I knew it was out. I think I even asked you in the beginning of the show. I was like, "Is it on Game Pass?" Because I was like, I don't want to pay for it. And you told me it was free. It was free DLC, and I was just like, "All right, well, I'll jump into it this weekend, though." Like, that's the thing. Like with me with DLC, dude, I had to stop buying DLC because I never get to it. I never play it. I never get to because there's always some game that comes out that I'm like, I want to play that, or something like that, or I'm like, well, I gotta go back and I gotta finish this game or whatever. So, when it comes to DLC, it's really hard for me to go back and play it unless I'm really into the game. Like The Witcher 3, I did it with Spider-Man. I have to really enjoy the game in order for me to actually go back and play DLC. But I mean, definitely,
Sekiro,
I'll
right?
try it out.
Oh, Sekiro didn't have
yes.
DLC, right?
If Sekiro had DLC, yes, I would definitely go back and play that. But yeah, I mean, I will try this one out because it does seem pretty cool. I mean, from what you guys are saying, like from what K Mega was talking about, it makes me actually want to go back and actually play it. It kind of, and then Crispy saying that it's kind of a homage to the old type of Gears, which I love old Gears. Not so much the new stuff. I mean, I like the new stuff, but I think them going back to kind of like the old way of Gears is better in my opinion, because I enjoyed 1, 2, and 3 a lot. Like I didn't get much into the multiplayer then, but I loved the campaigns of those games. Those games were so good. So I'm definitely gonna check it out after what you guys were saying.
All right, cool, man. Yeah, dude. It definitely has my interest. I've always been a fan of the Gears story. I don't get into the multiplayer, like some people on the panel. You know what I'm saying? But when you already knew who I was talking about too. But when it comes to the story, I definitely get into the story. It definitely got my interest. I'm looking to play more. I will definitely beat this story, and I'm really interested after listening to K Mega. I think K Mega got the MVP on that topic. To be really honest with you, man, he went in. He let people know what was going on with the whole thing. So shout out to K Mega, and shout out to everybody in the chat, guys. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. If you are being entertained right now, we are talking Gears 5 and the free DLC that came out. Because not only that, there was a bunch of other stuffs multiplayer. There like 5 maps, I think 2 classic maps. There was a bunch of content that they just basically dumped on Gears fans. They're like, yeah, here you go. This all this is for you. Go ahead, have fun. And so I let me know in the chat if you guys have played this, if you have gotten into the story, all that good stuff. But let's move on, and we're gonna talk politics for a second, and not in the way that you might think, okay? And we're over here in the United States of Americas, America. But we're
yeah.
We're gonna take a little boat ride over to the UK, because it seems that in Parliament in the United Kingdom, there's at least 15 politicians that are trying to take on console scalpers when it comes to the Series X, the Series S, and the PlayStation 5. They are trying to put things into law, all right, that will stop people from scalping these systems. Now, what they're trying to put into law, there's a couple things. Basically, one of them is if they can identify that a bot is the one purchasing these items online when they go up for sale, that sale is actually not warranted and voided out. Like that they don't get that sale. So somehow, some way, I guess there is technology out there, but if they can identify that a bot did this, they will not get the sale. And this is something they're trying to put into law to make this happen. The second thing is a little more interesting to me, because the second thing they want to put into law is that nobody can, I guess you could say, purchase said hardware and then resell it at an astronomical amount. So in other words, they can't like buy a PS5 and then put it up on the internet and charge $1,000 instead of $500. I see where they're trying to go there. I'm not really sure. One of them, I'm actually I'm okay with. One of these laws, if they can actually get it through, and I'm not sure if Parliament over there is going to swing on any of this. By the way, politics are politics, man. Politicians, what they like to do, they like to delay and argue. That's pretty much what they like to do. I think that's in every single country. But you know what? Let's go to Predator on this. Let's see the political view Predator on this. Pred, like I said, 15 politicians over in Parliament in the United Kingdom. First law, if they can determine that a bot is the one that purchased this hardware, then that purchase is basically voided out, not taken care of, done deal. They're not getting that hardware. And then when it comes to the other part of it, basically making it illegal for anybody to purchase something like a brand new console and then put it back on the internet and charge double. What do you think about these two laws that they're trying to put over there in the UK? And do you think there's a chance that even over here in America, people would start looking at that and say, maybe we can do that here?
The first part of it, I think that's fixable. That's doable. Maybe limit, and they do this now. Like, you're only limited to one item. They do that in places now. When you log on under that account and you purchase something, you can't purchase the same thing again. That happened with the Series X on the website that I bought mine from. So like that's a thing now. And so like that's not feasible to me. I mean, I know that can happen. That's not even a hard one to push. Like, you just can't buy more than one at a particular store. Now, if I go to Target and go to Walmart, that's different. But from that particular store, I can see them being able to enforce that here in the States. But the other one, like, we're a capitalist country. That's never going to happen here in the States. Like, we pride ourselves on being able to do shit like that. So that's a really hard one to stop. Because there's so many places out there where you can do those sales. Like, you can do it on eBay, you can do it on Amazon, you can do it pretty much everywhere. If I want to do it on a local, Craigslist website, I can still do that. So that's going to be a little harder to enforce. I do like that at least someone's looking into how fucked up things were with the cards and the consoles that came out this year. At least someone's looking into it, because I think that was a shitty. Especially when you see people with like 250 PlayStations. Like, why do you need 250 PlayStations? Like, there's no need. Like, I get maybe you got 4, and you can sell 3 of them back. I can understand that. But like, anything over that is just overkill, because there's websites out there that's their job. Like, they collect those things and then they sell them at over cost, and then that's how they make their profit. And I don't think that's fair to the average consumer, especially when you don't even have an opportunity. And we've had this conversation on this show. Like, my personal experience is trying to get a 3080, 3090, Xbox. Some of us on here too, same boat. Like, you just couldn't get one. You see it in the cart, and some bot would grab it. And I don't think that's fair to anybody out there who was trying to buy it at the regular price. Now you're having to contemplate buying it marked up 60% of what it would have been had you just been able to buy it in the first place. That's nothing that every website. I don't say it this way. There were things in place that the websites could have done to prevent that from happening, especially after it happened with the graphics cards. They should have looked into that, and nobody did. And so it ended up happening again with the consoles, and so like but no one did anything about it. And so with us bitching and complaining with the laws in place, I don't think that the level that they're thinking of is like with that first topic where they're preventing bots from buying it is something that needs to be done at the legal level. That's on the website level. Like that's simple. Like, you don't need to do it you don't have to go that deep into it. Like, that's a simple fix. That's a few things they can do within the website to prevent that from happening, where when they see it happening, they can either block it or just put scripts in there to say, hey, you can only get one. We see that you've already purchased one at this point in time. You can't buy another one. Or once they see that a bot has picked up something, just put it back. Like, because there were things happening. Like, I've done it. I've done it like 10 times. I was in the cart with the 3080, had it ready to go. I'm getting ready to hit submit, and it says, "Oh, this item's not available." So like, and I think some of us and people, some in the chat too, are in the same boat with the PlayStation 5 or the One X. Like the Series X. Like it happened, and it's like you were there. It's like almost like you. It's basically you were standing in line at the store, and then somebody cut in line. Basically, that's what it feels like. And that's and then looked at you and said, "Hey, you know what though? If you really want it, I'll give it to you for 900." And that you're like, but I was in line. Like, what happened? So, um, yeah, I was in line before you, and you jumped the line to get something. Now you're trying to sell it to me for $300-400 more than what I would have gotten for had you not cheated to get it. So, yeah, I do think there's something that needs to be done about that aspect of it. But you're never gonna stop a scalper. I mean, if they want to sell fucking shitty ass Cowboys ticket right now for $500 and somebody wants to buy it, they're gonna fucking buy it. So like you're never gonna stop that aspect of it, but you gotta stop it at the level where they can't have that many. I get like you want to get 2 or 3. I mean, I got 2 for the house, right? I got 2 Xboxes, right? I got one for me, one for my kid. But I had to work to get them. But I got them. I earned that shit. I sat my ass in line. I paid for it. I fucking fucking refresh like everybody else did, and I got them. Like but the average consumer ain't gonna do that shit. Like mom, 50-year-old mom with fucking grandkids and shit, she's gonna take her ass to the website and she's gonna go to fucking GameStop and stand in line with little Timmy because he wants that shit and try and get that shit for him. And that's fucked up that people have to go through those links to get something that should be readily available to everybody, but now nobody can get it because a group of people decide to be assholes. So I mean, I don't know. Even if I'd have gotten my second one, my intentions were to give it to somebody at the same cost that I got it for. That's what you do for friends. But like, man, like I mean, like these people are just selling this shit on eBay for like $1,200, man.
Seems to be a problem. Seems to have a problem.
Who?
But
Not hear you?
what happened to the sound?
I can hear him.
What happened? No.
Yeah, I can hear it too. But people saying they
I'm-
can no sound. Yeah.
You guys hear me? You guys hear Pred's sexy voice?
I hear Fred. I hear
I'm
everybody.
talking about the chat. Can y'all hear anybody on here?
No sounds.
Oh, they can hear us now. Well, Albert said that, but I don't know.
I think they can hear us, but they can't hear you, bot.
Yep.
No. I got my levels are good.
Back up.
My levels are responding.
No bot.
Yeah,
We had Midway saying no bot.
Hopefully.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. I think
Can
so.
hear some of you. Okay, we're looking.
Bot, say something.
Yo, come on, people. Yeah, well, there is a delay as well. So, okay.
Can they hear me? I don't know.
Do they?
I'll answer your question while you
wanna?
fix your shit on the end.
They want to hear
so
you.
That's a good question. Do they even want to hear me?
Yeah. All right. I don't know what happened, guys, but we are back. Yo, friendly neighborhood Blue Shell says he hears me.
All right, we're good then. So I'll answer your question and I'll repeat your question to everybody that probably missed it. But like you basically asked me, do we want to get politics involved in something that could be easily handled by a website? No, we don't.
You just said that a lot quicker and easier than I ever could, bro.
You're a little long-winded, man, and
Yeah, you definitely fumble over your words there, bot.
Oh my god! Trash bot. Here we go.
So yeah, I mean, like I don't think that's something that you have to. Every website should be self-aware of that, especially now after going through it and seeing it happen. that's something that I mean, again, when is the next launch of a console going to be? Another 2-3 years. So we want to deal with that for a while. But I think it's on the website, like to put something in their script where that shit doesn't fucking happen. Like you don't really want the government to come in and say, you have to do this. You're going to do it this way. You don't want to be regulated like that for something you can easily fix yourself. And if you see it and then you see the potential problem with it and you see the complaints coming from the consumers about it, you should fix it yourself. Obviously, I have to say at the end of the day. So I'm going to say at the end of the day.
At the end of the day.
Like those companies, Sony, Nvidia, Microsoft, all of them, those consoles sold to somebody. So they got the sale. They got the price that they asked for the device they were trying to sell.
Yeah, they're selling their stuff. They're getting their profits, you know.
But on the back end, the consumers aren't actually being able to utilize that product because it's being stored in some warehouse and being sold overcharged. And until that kind of levels out, right? Like where we can get that product at the price we're supposed to get it at. It's never going to change. I mean, when are we going to see Series X's or PlayStation 5s or 3080s in a store and just walk in there and see it? Like, how far along are we going to get till that happens, and how long are these bots going to continue to take these products? Like, I don't know if that has ever been addressed. Like, oh, we sold out, but like, okay, well, what about the next shipment and the next shipment and the next shipment? Are we going to continue to do this until it's like July? You know, so like, when am I going to be able to actually get one without having to go through all these strides and stuff like that? Because I can go in there and buy a cell phone that was sold out, you know, that came out in August now. You know, I can order that online in some places, depending on what phone it is, like just as an example. But like, I still can't go in the store and pick up a Series X or a 3080 or a PlayStation 5. Like, I can't. It's just not going to happen. And we don't know when it's going to happen. And that's my biggest problem right now. Like, when are we going to see that stock come back out where we can just actually go to Best Buy and pick the shit up because it's actually there in the store? Like, no one's got any stock now. So are they still scalping these things? Have they done anything about it since the launch till now to fix it? Or are we still in the same boat as we were in before?
I haven't heard them like do anything to, you know, I haven't heard any announcements that they have done anything
about stopping it because they're getting their sales from it. They don't care. That's my point. Like, they don't care. They're still going to get their $4.99 for it, whether it sits in a warehouse or not. They're going to get their money for it because somebody bought that at the price it was sold for. Now, us on the back end, the user end, we're not going to get it for the price it was sold for because we can't find it.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yo, just real quick, Pred. One more thing before I move on to everybody else on the panel. Where would Sony and Microsoft be on this? Because, like you said, you know, the middleman, the retailer, might not care because, you know, they're selling out their stock. They're buying them from Microsoft, from Sony. They're selling out their stock, right? But at the end of the day, yes, I said it. At the end of the day, these pieces of hardware, they're supposed to be put out there so this way they can sell services and software, which they are not going to do if they're sitting in somebody's basement, you know, 2,500 of them just sitting there, kind of like, you know, waiting to be distributed at double the price. You know, that means they're not in the hands of gamers. That means that they're not being used, which means that, you know, people are not buying software. They're not subscribing to Game Pass or PlayStation Plus, PlayStation Now, Xbox Live. You know, these companies are not getting this revenue either. So if
they are because don't you need Game Pass and online to play Call of Duty? Don't you need all that shit to play?
Yeah, but I'm saying
games?
if these new consoles are sitting there waiting to get sold for double the price or something like that, that means they're not being used. They're sitting in the garage. They're sitting in the basement, you know, waiting to be sold off.
Not the software. Hardware is not the software. You can still sell the software. Like, my subscription to Game Pass doesn't expire for a while. I can still play games on my Xbox. And again, what software are they selling? What games came out this generation that people really are like clamoring to buy? Nothing. Like, we're still playing the same shit from back in the day. You're playing fucking Gears on your fat. So like the software issue.
And I thank God I can. By the way, I really do.
Like,
man.
I'm just saying, like, you can still play those games. you're just not going to play it on the best system that's out there right now. So like that online subscription that you have with your PlayStation 5 is still good now. It's the same subscription you fucking had.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking to new people that like, didn't have
in their life. They're trying to get it right now. They ain't got it because they can't find it. They're not selling that.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, there's got to be some numbers out there, but that's a very good point, bro. I can't argue with that.
Xbox Live or no Xbox? I mean, unless they're playing on the PC or the phone. I mean, they can play on the fucking phone bullshit. I mean, like they want to play streaming. That's fine.
Phone bullshit. That's what Xbox should have called it. Not Xbox Cloud or anything like that. They should have just called it the phone bullshit.
That's the first thing I think of. Sorry.
No, yeah, I mean, it'd be a great marketing thing.
Who is like saying, "I'm gonna wake up today. I'm gonna subscribe to." You know what? I'm about to lie because I know somebody that did it.
Yeah.
I know someone that did it because he refused to get an Xbox. He's like, "Man, I can play Gears on my phone. This is fucking badass." And so I was like, "Yeah, dumbass, where the fuck you been?" But like, there's a few people. There's a small dynamic of people that will do it that way. But for the majority of us gamers, we want a controller, we want a fucking screen in front of us, and we want to sit in our man cave and jack off the Pornhub. So,
wow.
Yeah. So I mean, like most people aren't playing on their phone. So, but the people that you're talking about, they don't have a console, so they're not going to sub the Game Pass. They're not going to sub. So yeah, they're missing that sell. So I mean, worst case scenario, they walk in the store like, I guess I'll get this fucking One S because that's all I see on the shelf right now.
Wow.
They're confused and don't know what the fuck the difference is between the fucking 4 consoles.
Yo, Pred, I'm moving on from you, bro. After that, I am moving on from you, bro.
COVID.
Let's get Crispy into this now. Crispy, like I said, two laws that they're trying to pass over there. 15 politicians. One of them being, if it's detected that a bot is buying this product, the bot is not buying that product. That product is, as Predator so eloquently put it, being put back on the shelf. Whereas the second one being, they want to try to make it against the law to purchase like a new console and then turn around and sell it for double the price. And, it doesn't sound like a good thing to do. It does sound like you're kind of screwing over a consumer base like that, but I don't necessarily agree with that second law. But what do you think, Crispy?
Well, I mean, the first law, it makes sense. Being a retailer, when something's put into law, it makes our lives a lot easier. Number one, when somebody goes and complains after buying 10 consoles and we have the technology to say, hey, you bought 10 consoles and we've deleted 9 of them, and they're calling up to complain to try to get those consoles back. You can go and say, well, this is a law. Like you can buy it online. You can buy one console and that's it. So it makes total sense to put something like that into law. The second one, I'll put an example. And this is why I think it's
like you
totally
buy a T-bone
wrong.
steak, right? You buy
Well, no. Let's think of it this way, okay? Let's say I got the email from PlayStation, even though I would rather have a Series X, for example. Okay, so I get the email from PlayStation. I'm told that I'm going to get a PlayStation. I get the PlayStation. Okay, I really want the Xbox. All right. So I go, and because somebody will pay for it on eBay, whatever it may be, I go and throw that console on there and say, well, heck, I could have, when PlayStation's, got more stock in Xbox, I could sell this for $1,000 and be able to buy both consoles off of one console right now. And this is not something that I would be able to do because I can't get a damn console next gen to begin with anyway. But this is my hypothetical of saying, is that wrong? I don't feel that's wrong. And, I'm not saying that somebody's going to put 5 or 6 consoles on there. Maybe that's where you go and put maybe legality into it. But other than that, like if somebody tried to flip one console, even though it's not their preferred console, because they got it in their hands, I say, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that. So I don't know. Like the first one makes total sense, and it should be in law. The second one, I mean, you got to have some fine print there or something. I don't know, but it's just it's weird that all of a sudden we're getting all of this politicalness involved into gaming now. And it's actually on the good side. I mean, compared to let's censor everything, so we'll take it, in my opinion.
Well, the thing is, they'll politely knock on the door, but once the doors open a crack, if you look at history, typical politicians, once you open the door, open a crack, then all of a sudden you got their shoulder budging the door in, and to kind of make things the way that they want it as well. I mean, I'm not trying to be an anarchist here or anything like that, but you've seen it throughout history, man, which is why I'm not usually for the government like stepping in and trying to dictate things, because they'll kind of twist things at the end of the day to suit their needs. I feel. I mean,
well, I mean, if you've ever read some of these laws, there's so much crap involved in them. It's absolutely incredible. Like, you would just think like stimulus package, give us money, and then it turns into like,
no, we're gonna take a break first.
A whole 100 page like essay type BS with a bunch of like stuff that you have no clue what the hell it means, and it's just like, what the hell are they doing? Like, the American public just needs money, and that's why, like, if Parliament passes any of this, America is going to come around at some point and be like, oh, we're going to do this, but then they're going to add like we can restrict people downloading certain games, and like they're going to add a bunch of crap. So I agree with you. Like, it's one of those things, like there's that fine line. It sounds great on the cover letter, but then you go into the actual weeds of it and you're like, no, we don't want that. And that's one of those things I go and say, just leave it alone. I saw one thing that Walmart blocked a ton of people buying PlayStation 5 with bots. The technology's got to be out there. I do say, like, the bot thing should have it, like, just straight up, like, if it was just straight up, bots cannot buy, these consoles. It has to be an actual person. It would be a simple thing, but I know they would add stuff in the back end, and it's one of those things, like, just don't mess with what's hurting right now. A lot of people, COVID's going on, everybody's at home, or at least the lucky ones are at home, and you're wanting something to kind of immerse yourself in, and everybody's trying to buy these consoles. And I think that's why it's keeps getting brought up, because we're all sitting here like, we want it. I want one. I have a 1X, not like pot.
Oh my goodness, man! I swear.
My Scorpio's still kicking, bro. I don't know what to tell you, dude.
Yeah, my Southbridge chip fried, dude. That's what happened.
Oh, you found out? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so all right, yeah, that's done then. Yeah, throw it in the bushes.
It's a done deal. It's a done deal, man. I'm gonna keep the shell just for the aesthetic, yeah. Dude, I got a day one. You know what, man? I'm done with you guys. Yo, but Brett, I'm gonna move on, man. I'm gonna move on. Yo, let's get we'll end it with Dark. So let's get K Mega in here, and then we'll get into Dark afterwards. But well, first, before we do that, I do have a couple super chats. So shout out to my brother RG Viper X, bro. It is always good to see you in the chat, and thank you so much for hitting up the super chat. He says all three gaming companies should work together to stop scalpers by selling directly to their fans. And brother, I think you have an idea there. The only thing is, they also they rely on retailers like throughout the years and stuff like that as well. I don't think they could manage being a full kind of like retail venue, as well as being the manufacturer, designer, all that good stuff of these systems, and then having the studios to make the games. I hear what you're saying, and I like where you're going with it, man. I'm just not sure if it's 100% possible for them to do that. And shout out to Sir X-Man hitting that yellow tier super chat. Golden, because Sir X-Man is golden, especially playing golf. He says, here's $1 for every inch of snow, buddy. To all you on the next podcast, have a happy holiday and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you online. All right, brother, and I appreciate that. Back at you. And what are you trying to say? Are you gone until 2021? We're not going to see you? What? Oh, we'll see him online, and we'll see you at the golf course, right, Crispy? We're gonna see him. We're gonna see him on the golf course, bro. Thank you, Crispy. I appreciate that. Good looking out. Okay. As long as somebody can hear me, we're good. We're
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know
you
where
guys got
everybody
me
else is.
shitting
I
myself
was
real quick.
laughing, but I mute my mic when I'm not talking.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't want you to hear my Cyberpunk gameplay in the background. So
Oh damn. Well, K Mega, what?
He
what
don't
do you-
yell at you. He yells at us about that shit. He won't yell at you.
Guys, now is not the time for this. Dark, I'll deal with you later.
Yes.
Yo, K Mega, what do you think about what they're doing over here in the UK in Parliament, man? Basically, voiding out. They want to void out, purchases by bots when it comes to the new consoles, and the second one, I think the more controversial one, because the first one, I don't know how they're gonna figure out if a bot bought it or if it was a person. I still don't know how they would do that, but I guess there's got to be technology out there, and if there is technology out there, why aren't they using it now? But I think the more controversial one is basically making it illegal to buy a new console, and then basically, because I was street pharmacist at one point in time, flipping it for double the price, out there online. Dude, what do you think about their proposals here, man? Are you down with this?
Yeah, some of them I am for sure. It's kind of like what Fred was saying in the beginning was basically, it's capitalistic, stuff is not going to fly here in the United States. Not doing, capitalism is only going to go straight. They're not going to just not let people flip stuff because, that is kind of like the American way of doing business on certain things. People do this all the time in all different types of corporations, everything. Everywhere you look, there's somebody buying something, then flipping it. It's just kind of look at what Microsoft did with getting Minecraft, and then they flipped it into getting more money. It's just basically what they did. They just sell it to anybody else. But again, they've seen the benefit of where they were going to get their profit. So
they
I don't see that happen.
Is what they did, man.
Yeah. Right. So that's not going to work. Congress and will not go for that. It doesn't matter what side that there is on it. The one thing though is that they have strategies to where they can make this real simple. They could start going back to the old school railway system, to where people can pre-order that way, put some money down, and that way that will alleviate a lot of the bots taking away content. We're taking away products that people are already, if they go to the store, if they do it, online, and then they pay something in, like kind of like what you do at GameStop. If you pay $50 in, or $25, $100, whatever.
Didn't people? Don't they have something like that? People did that, but then all of a sudden they were like, it's not going to be this shipment now, and like the retailers were. We're not getting as many as we thought, so like you can still have it, but it's going to be next shipment and stuff like that. Isn't there something already in place? And it seems like the retailers are the ones really kind of like screwing this whole thing up, man.
Right, yeah, like it's all about the bottom line. It's all about the number, because it kind of gives the investors that first look that they can use to send out to the higher ups, is like, oh, look at this, so their stocks can go up. But obviously, again, it always comes down to where, it's about what corporations want, and when it trickles down, it always leaves people like us fucked. That's just pretty much the situation. And there's all and the people who don't want to get screwed over or is looking for the way to get the come up are the people who's smart and just like, look, I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna have this bot buy as many of them. I have this much money that I can go ahead and I can purchase this many and I'm good. And then I can flip as many as I possibly can. There should definitely be a limit to how many people can get. I would say 3 at the max. Do the layaway system, but bring that back. Heavy where people got to pay some money into something. So therefore, the early adopters to any product can go ahead and can make sure that they are guaranteed to get that product, for themselves, and just kind of let everything else fly that way. Look, I don't have a problem with what they're doing out there in the UK. I think I think what they're doing is ambitious, and there's a lot of people that want to have this conspiracy theory. Oh, well, the government's doing it. Well, I mean, that's a best interest type of thing that they're trying to do, and I get that there's
they always have your
somebody,
best interest, bro.
Right, I get it, but I mean, there's sometimes that you just got to take the bull by the horns and just say, you know what, I'm going to ride with it. So I'm not going to, everything is always malicious. I know that it can turn malicious, but I think it's a cool strategy, but it's just not going to fly over here in the U.S. That's just not the capitalistic way. It's the way that what Pred and what Crispy was saying, just kind of do it that way. Limit the bot, even if people do use bots, limit to only 3. That's the retailers themselves kind of screwed over. Then, of course, also there should be penalties for the employees in those retail stores, to where if they get caught, to where they were buying these consoles, buying these consoles before the public does,
and they were flipping them.
Yeah, of course. And if they, if employees want that product, they can only get one. Just one. If they need, and if you have the method of where you got people can only get 3, then yeah, they can call friends up and they could do, but you still won't have this crazy room full of whatever, how many PlayStations or Xbox in just one home. You see what I'm saying? So if you can limit it to 1 per person that works, per employee, and 3 per person per household, I guess you would say. Then and do the layaway system to where people have to pay into it, then you'll alleviate that. But of course, because of people want to have those numbers, those shiny numbers of how many consoles was overlooked or were bought or whatever, I don't know if they'll ever try to make any headway out here. I'm sure that they'll try to figure something out, but I don't know. That's just the best solution I could think of.
I don't know. Good thing new generations only happen, once every 5 to 7 years or so.
Well, the PC guys go through this every 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Like it's just, what I'm saying. So it's really, it's sad. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's the only way that you're going to stop that. If you really want to stop it. The question is, do industries, do corporations in the United States actually want to stop it? Because it can easily be done. It's just that are people going to really actually do it? And if not, then you need to find a way to get your hustle on too. I mean, fight fire with fire. Get you a bot to where you can order. I mean, shit, you might have your bot to just scan and then you can cancel because you got the one that you want. But I mean, that's the only way I can see if to fight fire with fire, because if they, this was ridiculous. This, the pandemic also worked everything to make things worse, but just the fact that they could get, 50, 60, 100, 200 consoles is absolutely disgusting. And it's greedy. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair to the average consumer out here that just want to be entertained and buy something for their kids or for themselves.
They got to bring back brick and mortar stores for that kind of stuff too. Like if we think about it, like if you had to go into, let's say, Best Buy, I'll use that example because it's one up the street from me, and you ordered online and they said, okay, to pick up your box, you got to verify you are who you are at the store to pick it up. No online delivery bullshit. You can't order it and have it shipped. You got to come to this store and pick it up. And they checked your ID, scanned your shit in, and said, oh, this is this person. He's got his one box. He's good. That's a good way to do it. But
you could do that too through somebody delivering, because all they got to do is they got to sign.
They can scan it, yeah.
And they can scan, and they have to have their personal ID.
That UPS guy ain't gonna enforce that issue.
No, but you're right. But I think, if the person can't, if that employee, he says, I need that, I need this ID to make this transaction, and if that person doesn't have that ID, then he can't do the transaction.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That's fine too. Yeah, if you're not the person that's able to pick it
right.
up, you can't do it. But
yeah, so and that saves the UPS guy, or or the UPS guy, whatever, from saying, now listening to sob stories. They're just like, look, man, I'm not losing my job. You should have had that license. I gotta go. Sorry.
I'm just saying this. Yeah. Eliminate that complete aspect of it. Like, you can't get it shipped. You have to go pick it up in the store.
Well, see, there's this little company called Amazon that would fight you in court to the death for something like that.
That's fine. They can ship it to Best Buy. I don't know, but but don't sell it on Amazon. There you go. I mean, I can see. I mean, that's difficult in this day and age. But there's, like you said, there's ways around it. Amazon, you have to have an account to sign in, and they can see that it's already in your account. You've already purchased one, then you can't purchase a second one. Period.
Oh, that great point.
But they can't do that. Maybe here in the States, all these rules are going to change from region to region. Like Japan may be like, fuck it, you can have as many as you want. And next thing you know, or China or some shit. Next thing you know, they're shipping this shit from China, and you're paying fucking all these fees to get it. I mean, it's going to be really hard to enforce that, unless they just say, hey, we're not, you're only going to be able to do a physical pickup for this. It's really going to be hard to do that. Because I can ship one to my sister's house. I can ship one to you got 30 kids. You can ship it to all 30 of your kids.
Oh, damn, bro.
I mean, it had to be tied to your address, or it had to be tied to your account for them to stop it. It's going to be difficult for them to do it, though. So I don't see it happening, at least here in the States. They might be able to get away with that in other countries, but I don't think that's just going to fly here in the United States, personally.
All right. And we got
to try. We give it the good old Harvard try.
We got to get Dark in on this, and then we got to talk about Cyberpunk, and then EA and Take-Two real quick. So, Dark, what do you think about what the UK is trying to do over here? What these politicians are trying to do? Do you think it's a good idea in terms of the bots, but then also in terms of basically denying people the opportunity to buy new hardware, like the new consoles, and then go ahead and sell them at say double the price of what they bought them for, right off the bat, instant flip turnaround. What do you think, bro?
It doesn't affect us, so why should I care?
Because the whole world watches when stuff like this is going on, and especially when it comes to politics. If one country does something, and another country's politicians look over there and they're like, wow, they got away with that, or they got a way to open the door that way into that area, that genre, we're gonna try to do something very similar. So it's like a monkey see, monkey do type mentality almost, that could definitely have a ripple effect, across other countries, including ours, man, to be really honest with you.
And I said that because I knew you were going to go into some fucking rant about the government and shit like that.
That was 20 seconds, man. That took 20 seconds to say. That's not a rant.
It was a small rant, but, it was a rant still.
Dude, hold on. I got to get my tinfoil hat on real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, you might want to.
Let's just not hear the crinkling. There we go.
Honestly, man, I think for us, we probably won't have to worry about this ever, because just the way that our country is run, they won't do it. But I see how it would affect Europe and other European countries.
It wouldn't, and other European countries.
Yeah, I mean,
okay,
whatever, dude. You know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yo, dude, you started with me. You started with me, mother.
I did, but I think honestly, it could really do some damage in other countries, and it's not like that's the thing. There's always underlying policies, right? In these quote unquote what we call them here bills. I don't know what they call them in Parliament and stuff like that, but that's what we call them here. So there's always going to be something that people aren't going to like, and then there's going to be things that people do like, and I think there are good things about it, to stop people from scalping and buying a bunch of consoles. But I also agree with Crispy on this, where he was saying, like if you're gonna buy one console and then sell it to try to get the other console, then I don't see the problem there. Like if you're gonna spend 500 and then you sell the console for 1,000, you're gonna be able to at least buy both consoles, or buy one console and then the other console, and then still have money left over for games, because the Series S is also out there, and that's cheaper, and you could save some money if you just got the Series S, which the Series S has been proving to be more powerful than the One X. So
the One X. Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
yeah.
It's been proving to be
like
more stable than any of the next gen consoles as well. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It's kind of a little neat console, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is.
It's and I think in the long run, I think even here, like they need to put things, not like policies or laws in place. They need to do what kind of like how I don't know if you guys read the article about Walmart, where they stopped a bunch of bots from buying the PS5, and they completely stopped them from doing it. So it's just like, that was kind of interesting. I don't know if you guys read the article or not, but
no, I didn't. But that they should do that all the time.
I only brought it up,
right, exactly. Did you bring it up? Okay, sorry, man. I didn't. Sometimes I'm not paying attention to everything that you guys are talking about. Sorry. There's times where I'm zoning out or whatever. But I think it could happen to where I think these companies need to take responsibility and stop people from buying so many consoles. Like there should be a spot to where like kind of like how PlayStation, how I got my next gen console, unlike Crispy and Bot here, who don't have next gen consoles.
You could absolutely blow me, bro. There you go.
He said absolutely too, so you really got to put your chin into it, man.
And I'll decline that one. I'm not gonna no.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But I think they should have done it like how PlayStation did it, where they gave you an invitation, you went on there, you stayed in the queue for a little while, and then you got to go in and order your stuff, and you could only order one, and that was it. You can order games if you wanted to.
People, though.
I don't know if they did that for 3 people.
When they did that, and then like
GameStop did it too.
They couldn't get it. They couldn't get their console.
That's true. Yeah, and I think a lot of that had to do with shipping though too, because I think FedEx is kind of sticklers for certain areas. But I think the idea was good, but they can execute it better. By only allowing people to order one console. You can buy some games. You can buy as many accessories as you need or want, but limit to like maybe 1 or 2 consoles, or something like that, to where it almost kind of becomes a little bit more fair for people who can't
can't order
get
it.
to
can't
can't get to it right away, you know, like some people I know who I was talking to, they were like, yeah, I was at work and I didn't even know they were going live. Like they went live and I couldn't even get in there to do it, even get it. So that was kind of an upset for I think a lot of people, and they just need to pick better times too, you know, when they're doing this stuff. Like PlayStation, they really fumbled the ball when they just they just allowed these companies to do whatever the hell they wanted. And then Xbox kind of fumbled a little bit, even though they had a set time. They kind of still fumbled a little bit there too. But they need a better time system, you know, because like 10 o'clock in the morning is not going to work for a lot of people, you know, like that's just not going to work.
Well,
Because I think it was like
get it, man.
it was like 1 o'clock for you guys, right? And then it was like 10 o'clock over here. So yeah, that just doesn't work, man. I don't think, I don't know. I think that they should, you know, do something better next time. But of course, you know, that's like you said, 5 or 7 years from now. And
You know, I think what it all comes down to is, you know, the world is moving towards a digital age, and everything is online.
True.
You know, ordering you can order your groceries online now and have them delivered or picked up and
True.
stuff like that. And I think there are gonna be downfalls. You know, whenever there's any kind of push in a process, it's, you know, going one way or another. There's always highlights and downfalls, and I think this is a pretty big downfall, especially if you're a gamer. You know, people taking advantage of this, but you know, there's ways to make money online more now than any other time, man. Ever since the invention of the internet. And people are finding ways to do that. And now, you know, they are using bots to purchase, you know, multiple systems. They are flipping them at double the price, and they are making their money back, basically, you know, pure profit or whatnot. And
I also think that it has to do with, you know, the pandemic that we're going through right now too.
Well, I mean, that's like a steroid to this, man. That's like, yeah,
they're also seeing an opportunity to capitalize on something like this when they're like, oh yeah, we know gamers are gonna buy these consoles, so I'm gonna come up with every single dollar that I have right now, so I can make thousands, you know, after I sell all these all these consoles, you know. So like, I mean, I understand that people are doing this. Some people are probably doing this for a reason to put food on their table or whatever, you know, with what's going on right now. So, I mean, I do understand
if you buy more than 5 consoles, you got plenty of money to put food on the table.
Right, exactly. So, you're right. You're right on that. But I think if people who bought maybe like 2 consoles just so then they could, you know, maybe, you know, puts, you know, something on the table or whatever, you know, then that's, you know, understandable. But you're right, like 5 consoles, yeah, that's, you have the money to do that, you definitely have, you know, you can a lot of people are just doing this just to profit off of it because they know, because it's the whole sneaker thing. That's what it has to do with a lot of it.
I saw that in the chat as well. Like the sneaker business is also filled with this. But guys, we got to move on here. We got to get to other stuff, man. You know, it's an interesting topic, man, and it's definitely one that we're not done talking about yet either, because, you know, the next big thing is going to happen, and we're going to see a repeat of this because, you know, digital age, man. People are ordering stuff online. This stuff's gonna happen. There are bots designed to do this type of thing. But we gotta talk about CD Projekt Red, guys, because Cyberpunk came out. I don't know if you guys know. It's a small little indie game called Cyberpunk, man. You know, if you search the corners of the video game community, you might find that there was some news about this leading up to the launch of the game, but it seems like the game is having issues on. I'm gonna say current gen hardware, the Xbox One and the PS4, and CD Projekt Red came out and apologized. And in their apology, they basically stated, yeah, we focused on the new hardware, like the Series X, the Series S, the PS5. And yeah, we kind of got a little lackadaisical. We got a little lazy with the PS4 and the Xbox One. But the thing was, this game, before the delay, it was supposed to be an Xbox One PS4 game, but they came out with an apology, and they said they're sorry. They put out kind of like a timeline of patches that are coming out between now and the beginning of next year, letting people know that they were working on the game, and also, and I think this is a bigger thing, and it's also hilarious to me, they talked about getting a refund, and in their apology, they tried to make it sound like, yeah, you could go to the store and try to get your refund there from where you purchased it, or you could go ahead and talk to Xbox on Xbox Live or Sony on the PlayStation Network, and you can try to get your refund there. And if you can't get it there, get in contact with us. Like, they had something to do here. Like, they might have had some agreements. Well, come to find out, they had absolutely no agreements whatsoever, and they were just basically telling you to go ahead and try to get a refund if you don't like what you're seeing right now. They don't have anything in the pot there that would help you do that. All right, there is no plan in place. There is no agreements in order or anything, but they made it sound like in the apology like they did something with these retailers and with these companies and Microsoft and Sony that go ahead, go get your refund. If you're having trouble, you could come talk to us. Now, let's go to Crispy on this. Let's go to Crispy. Crispy, what do you think about Cyberpunk's about CD Projekt Red's apology for Cyberpunk? First off, do you think it's warranted? I personally do, just because this game was slated to be a PS4 Xbox One title, so that's where most of the work should have went. It seems like they might have they were supposed to delay this to polish it, right? Now, they should have been polishing it for the original platform that it was announced on, in my opinion, and it seems like they put all of their effort towards the Series X and the PS5. I gotta ask you, what are your thoughts and opinions about what's going on with CD Projekt Red, Cyberpunk, and dude, what do you think about their whole, well, you can bring the game back to, like, that, and how they made it sound like there was some type of deal in place, or that they had a hand in trying to get you your money back for the game if you're not happy, bro?
Xbox, what you just said sounds like from a Xbox One fat gamer right now. So
no.
yes, yeah. Sorry, dude.
That's it. I'm leaving. You guys are on your own,
dude. One X, running fine, dude. I got no problems, and I'll tell you, the game looks really good. Almost zero. I almost feel like they developed it for the PS4 Pro and the One X, and they forgot about the OG PS4 and Xbox One, because I mean, I've seen some of and these people aren't lying. Like, dude, it literally looks like how somebody's playing on a 360 or something. Like, this game is not built for
kind of like bot.
He hasn't even played it, so don't even bring him out. He's going off of what other people
Crispy,
say.
My birthday
we all do this.
My birthday is January 15th, and you could just come down and hand deliver it to me. It's all good, bro.
I'm not. I was thinking about buying it for you, but you still have an OG one, and I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not going to do that to your eyes, bro. It can't even hold a solid 30 frames per second on the OG console.
Hold on, real quick, Elusive Gamer. I hope you are playing. Let me know in the chat if you are serious. Jamie, dude, I think you're trolling. I think you're playing right now. I hope you are, dude. But go ahead, Crispy.
Dude, I could not do that to you. Like, when you get the gifted One X again, like, take that, and then I'll send you the game, because I owe you a couple. I'm just saying. So, it's one of those things that if you play on a certain console, you might not be having the same problems that other people are having. And the worst part is that they even released it on those old consoles. I feel that is worse if they weren't ready for it. And you know what? I'll tell you, the NPCs, I mean, you have like 2 NPCs to the 5 that I see on the One X. So imagine the Series X, there's probably more. And it's just, it felt like, you know, from what I watched people playing it on this, which is just, I was dying laughing. It felt like New Vegas, because New Vegas, you felt like you should have had more people when you walked into New Vegas, and it was like empty.
Yo,
and that's what I felt like.
My bad. I just want to say this, coming straight from Jamie Moran, the elusive gamer here on YouTube. It is real. Cyberpunk has been delisted for PS4 and PS5. Holy crap.
And PS5?
Yes.
So, whoa.
Yes.
Why?
No. Why PS5? I've seen a lot of people having problems on PS4, which PS4, let's call a spade. The shit's been running better than an old Xbox One. So I don't understand the PS5 thing, because I do believe the PS4 version was running at a solid 30 frames per second. I believe
they didn't even get enhancements for the next gen consoles yet. It's literally a PS4 game just running on superior hardware. It's literally an Xbox One game running on superior hardware. That's all it is.
No, it's not, because it wasn't. I don't know how they built it for that, with the amount of technology involved on the AI aspect and everything else. It's not. I don't even know how they even know
I'm telling the truth right now, please.
Well, I'm not saying that you're not telling the truth. What I'm telling you is that what I see compared to somebody like you on the OG one or somebody on the OG PS4, they're not seeing even close to what I'm seeing. The game was built, and that's it. That's the way they're acting about it. And even in their tweet, they're acting like it was built and we fucked up. Well, guess what? You screwed up bad, because there's still a lot of people that don't have damn money to even get a 1X, and a 1X is freaking discontinued. The sad edition's discontinued. PS4, I mean, I don't the PS4 Pro, I don't see a lot of them out in the wild, to be honest with you. Most people are either holding on to them because they can't get a PS5 or anything else. So you're looking at the people that are sitting there like, I can't get any of these consoles anymore. And that's the whole point I try to make. Like, dude, why did you even release it on those consoles then, or release it at all? I mean, there's an issue when you cannot even.
They released it on those consoles because those are the consoles it was made for, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's made for, and it can't even barely hit 20 frames per second on them.
So you need to call some type of shenanigans on CD Projekt Red, though, is what you really
That's
need
what
to
I
do.
just said.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Then why are we yelling?
Because you like to yell.
Yeah.
Because it seems like you're arguing with me, but you're not.
He's getting ready for Crossfire.
He said, "That's a very nice hat." I don't know. Yeah.
What are we playing, golf now? Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Like, get out of here. You know, you playing, you'd be like, oh, my OG Xbox can't handle this golf game now. Like, come on, dude.
Well, no, there's okay, all right. I'm not getting into that. We are staying on topic. Yo, Predator, can you get in on this, man? Maybe you can help control the scenario here, man. Like, what do you think as well when it comes to CD Projekt Red and their apology? And like I said, yo, dude, they made it they tried to make it sound like they had some type of agreement in place, some type of business deal for returns, and they don't. They don't whatsoever. They're just basically stating return policies when it comes to the retailers and Sony and Xbox. Man, what do you think about that as well, yeah?
Well, thank you for informing me about the retail policy of CD Projekt Red. However, they forgot to tell everybody else about that. I mean, obviously, Microsoft and Sony and Steam, they all know what their their refund policy is. So like we didn't need them to reiterate that to us. But I will say this: that game was made for this last generation that you're not a part of.
Damn. Yo, just for that, you know
what?
what? Just for that, I am gonna hit that super chat, brother. Yo, shout out to the friendly neighborhood Blue Shell for hitting up that super chat. And this is what he said, Predator. This is what he said. He said, Xbot, why is everyone hating on the VCR box? We all started there. Maybe next gen karma will strike, and only Xbot will have the latest console. Hopefully, it hits K Mega first. Shout out to you, brother.
Oh man,
he really don't like UK Mega.
So here's something that everyone isn't thinking about. I would assume that Microsoft would probably do the same thing, but they can't. And you know why?
No,
because I have a custom console for this game.
That is, dude. That's part of my thinking on all this. I'm like, yo, it was built for that.
They can't delist it. Like, what? That you know how fucked up that would be if they said, oh, we sponsored this game on this console that we thought was coming out at the time, and it won't work on it. So we're gonna delist it from this from the Xbox One X and obviously the fat. Like, wow. Like, I'm okay with that because I have one and I would want the value of it to increase if that would happen because of that. But still, like, that's really a fucked up situation to put anybody in. People who bought the game, bought the console to play the game on that console. Had it come out then and it looked like shit then and had these issues then, keep in mind, they'd only have to fix that. They don't have to fix the PlayStation 5 and the 1X version of it. Had it come out then, and they would have had time to patch and get it ready for the next gen release, you know, when the Series X and the PlayStation 5 came out. But they didn't, because they delayed it, they didn't get a chance to do that. So we're stuck with this running as a PlayStation 4/1X game on next gen consoles without the patches. Like, we don't even know when they're coming. Like, they said early next year, like what, January, February time frame?
They
said summer. They said summer.
Summer?
Yeah.
I thought it was like early, like next year, like February. Like, I know they said something about 2 patches or something like that.
Yeah,
damn,
the first patch will come at the beginning of for the older hardware in the beginning of the year, and then for the and I'm assuming because they want to get the older hardware patched up, and so that's what kind of pushed them back to do the enhancents for the new consoles.
That's not a good answer. Specifically, I mean, I'm gonna be real. That's not a good answer. I'm not talking about the dates. I'm just saying, like, to me, they should have pulled the Halo thing. They should have just fucking pushed it back again. And I know nobody wanted to hear that because everybody, like, we bought graphics cards, we bought custom consoles. I got a console and a controller. People got chairs, you know, like, we got fucking graphics cards. We got motherfuckers buying jackets and shit with Cyberpunk on it. Never played the fucking game. We got all this shit for the game that ain't even fucking out yet, right?
You got consoles, got controllers, they got chairs.
Like, like, people bought all this shit back in, like, when did the console come out? Like in July,
March?
I think
it was March, dude.
People pre-ordered this shit. They pre-ordered the consoles expecting the game to come out. Whatever the hell they were supposed to have it out the first fucking 5 times they put it out. But like, it didn't come out. So like, now we've got all this merchandise out there for a game that never came out and that's not ready, that probably should have been delayed again. And all this talk about crunch, all this bullshit that we had to talk about like fucking 5 podcasts ago. Obviously, they wasn't crunching hard enough. Like, they should have cracked the whip on these motherfuckers. Like, because like nothing changed. Like, we still have a shitty looking game. Like it looks good on PC. It seems like they prioritized the PC side, but like the next gen consoles, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've not played it on my One X yet. I've not even heard any talk. What's that?
I was gonna say, have you played your Series X at all?
I'm sorry, my Series X. I have briefly. I played Destiny briefly. wasn't very long. Really, when I say briefly, I mean like brief. Like
Wow.
so. But I've not heard a lot of people saying that the game plays or looks like shit on it, but I don't know because it's buried underneath so much other shit that I've heard about the game on the original consoles that I don't know how bad it is. I've not really paid attention. So, but shame on them, man. They purposely didn't show gameplay of it on
console.
On those consoles, right? Every version that we saw was on PC. Obviously, you want to show the best version to make the game shine, but reviewers didn't even have a copy of it. Before that either, it didn't seem like they couldn't even talk about it. It was just like so it was done on purpose. Like they knew the game wasn't ready, which is why they decided to do the cold crunch thing. To get to me, it's like when you do something like that, you crunch to a point, but I think I think that's what the plan was, to crunch to a point. Let's just get it here, and then we'll release it. Even though we know it's not going to be ready, let's just get it to like the 75-80% ready to go state.
I think the delay with all the polish went strictly to the Series X and the PS5 because people were upset that they weren't getting.
I will
their
contest
upgrade.
that. But I will contest that.
Why? Do you have an insider?
It only went to the Series X. I can guarantee you that right now.
Why do you say that?
Because.
No, you got to give me better than because.
He just gave a little.
Yeah, you can't just say because after shit like that.
We'll talk about it when you get to me. That's what we'll do. We'll talk about it when you get to me.
Okay, I'm done. You can get him.
Okay, Dark Optimus, what the hell are you talking about, bro?
Because I'm fucking pissed, dude. It's bullshit. Like, honestly, this is bullshit. This whole freaking CD Projekt Red, fucking Cyberpunk 2077, this whole thing is a crock of fucking shit. The whole thing. The apologies, all of it. They knew right at the beginning that they didn't have it good on the console, and they still fucking released it for console. They could have literally released it for PC and then been like, hey, you know what? We kind of screwed up and we didn't really make it optimized for the console yet.
They couldn't do that.
You guys are gonna have to wait for a couple months, to do that.
They would have to hold it on PC then as well. Like they could
well,
not.
Then they should have just fucking holded it. Okay, just fucking delay it. All right. Anyways, let me fucking say what I'm gonna say about this because freaking on the PlayStation 5, because that's where I got it. I got it on the PlayStation 5. The fucking game crashes like every hour at least on the PS5. So every time I'm playing the damn game, it crashes. I haven't ran into bugs because it's fucking crashing on me.
I don't have enough time.
So it's not even optimized.
So what are you telling me? My One X is playing better? Like
the One X, Series X.
No, he doesn't have one.
On both of those, it's running better. From what I've heard, from what I've seen from people, what I've seen from people online and stuff, it's running better on that console, on those consoles. And it's bullshit because it shouldn't be that way. It should be, everything should be optimized for, even if it wasn't optimized for the PS4 and the Xbox One, it should at least not crash every freaking hour on a PS5. It might just be my PS5, but doesn't seem like that's the case. You know what I'm saying? So it's bullshit, man. The reason why I'm being so hard on them is because this is one of my favorite developers, like of all time, in gaming. So like, they need to fucking and I guarantee you they will never ever allow this to happen again, because they will learn their lesson from this and be like, we cannot do it. We can't do it like this ever again. And that's a good thing. If they're still around to even make games after this shit.
I wouldn't go that far, bro.
Because this right here is could damage the company. It really could. If they do not push out these, I'm hearing, we're gonna get a patch in January, we're gonna get a patch in February, and then we're gonna probably get the big patch for PS5 and Xbox Series X on in the summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like thinking to myself, like, really? Like,
all right, can I interrupt you for like 2 seconds? You
Go
have
ahead.
a point. Because Fallout 76 sucked ass when they came out, and guess who they work for now?
Well,
exactly.
Yeah, damn.
Exactly.
That's what I was waiting for. My point. Come on, get over with. Stop pushing. Let me get to K Mega's
Come
point.
on, man.
But this is where
Oh,
this
man,
is
I feel
where
sorry for my
I'm
boy,
gonna
dog.
bring in another company that I actually adore, even though I don't really like their games per se.
Oh, no.
I adore them as a company, and that's Playground Games. I don't necessarily like their games to the
Forza,
extent
baby.
of Forza, but I like how they approach putting their games out there. Like Fable, we saw a little teaser trailer. They went in and they were like, "We're gonna go dark. We're gonna go dark for months, probably even a year, maybe 2 years. We're gonna go dark, and guess what? We're gonna put that fucking game out there. You're gonna see a trailer. You're gonna get it, and it's gonna be in your hands." That's the problem with CD Projekt Red, is that they hyped this game up to be the end all be all RPG, and it didn't pan out.
When did they tease it? Like 2015?
I don't know. It's
shut.
working fine for me, Dark. I don't know
They
what to tell
should
you.
they should have kept their mouth shut, though. They should have kept their mouth shut. Period. And just developed the game. Not freaking sitting there every single year. We kept on seeing trailer after trailer after trailer. Then we saw these Night City wires and shit like that. And I'm not saying that this stuff was deterring them from developing the game, but like, shit, man, like, how can it be this bad? Like, how can it be this bad? Like, honestly, I mean, yeah, good for you, Crispy, that you can fucking play the game, but I can't. And a lot of people can't. So kudos to you for fucking being able to play the game, but you're not everybody.
kudos
so.
to you.
Well, maybe you should buy a 1X, because now they've already
you.
I
taken it
have
off
a
the market.
1X. I don't know what you're talking about, dude. I have a 1X. I wanted to play it on the next generation consoles, and I fucking can't. And I don't feel like you should. Ask
for a refund like everybody else.
No, I'm not gonna do that,
That's what
because you
CD
know why?
Projekt Red said.
I'm not gonna give a
Chrissy, stop being messy, man.
They're not
Man.
gonna give you a fucking
Hey.
refund. I guarantee you they ain't gonna give you a fucking refund. And if you did get a refund, then awesome.
You're not gonna get a refund from PlayStation.
No. Okay, stop the noise. Damn, Bot, you need to get some sound effects. News just came in right now. PlayStation will give a full refund to anybody and everybody who wants one for Cyberpunk 2077.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good. That's good. Awesome that they're gonna do
I wonder
that.
if they'd have done that if they
For me, like the game isn't bad. Like, the game isn't a bad game. It's the crashing that bothers me, man. It's like come on, like how is it? How did it get to that point to where it would just crash like every hour on me? Like, how am I? How am I going? Like, I've never had this in games ever. Like, I mean, I've had crashes here and there, but like nothing like this where it would crash every freaking hour, pretty much on the dot. It would crash.
Damn.
So like, it's bullshit, man. I'm not gonna take their apology. They can shove it up their fucking asses. and guess what? Fix your fucking game.
Fix your fucking
And if
game.
you can't do that, then I'm not buying any more of your fucking games. Then I'm done.
I'm not buying Witcher 4 or Cyberpunk 2.
I won't buy them. I'll say fuck you. I'm not buying them.
He'll literally tweet at it.
That's how mad I am. I'm pissed, man. That's
I am
fucking bullshit.
perturbed. Yeah. Woo, K Mega. I'm not sure if you can follow that, bro. I don't know, man. That was the angry otter back again on the show.
That was. I need the sound effect.
And I got him real angry too.
Yeah, just to let you know, he said kudos to you is Dark Optimus speak for go fuck yourself.
Pretty much.
That's what it means. Okay.
That's exactly what it means.
Yo, K Mega. What do you? Oh, there it is. There it is.
Ah, shit.
The otter is back. God dang. All right.
Yo, K
All
Mega,
right. So
what do you got? What do you got on this, man?
All right. So this is my thoughts on it. Okay. So, first, let me just say this. I think CD Projekt Red should be held to the fire for this. They were wrong. They should have been more transparent. And the fact that they, I was reading an article from somebody and they were saying, I think the word is gaslighting. I think, is that the right way to say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's hyping it up way before time. Really like getting it set on fire.
But they were talking about it towards the media. They said, well, the media got gaslighted, and I laughed because even though like everything, not everything what Pred said, but what most of Pred said, I agree with. What pretty much everything that what Dark said, I agree with. And what Crispy said, I agree with. This is the thing. The media got a little bit of dose of their own medicine out of this situation because CD Projekt Red played the game that the media plays on the public, and they didn't like it, and so therefore I laugh at that. I laugh at that. I crack up at that. Like, yeah, kudos, CD Projekt Red. But the thing for me over there overall is that, look, you have to be more transparent to your customers because you have a lot of people that's excited for the game. They wanted this game. This game had hype written all over it. They used the media to generate that hype. I'm pretty sure that probably won't ever happen like that again. And matter of fact, their games will go through a fine-tooth comb, and the media will let you know. We'll definitely do that from here on out for any CD Projekt Red game. So the point of it is on this of the game is and guys, I've said this earlier this year when I first said this, but I kind of look at all the pile on of what we've been seeing about how bad the game is, how it's disgusting. You see people posting different shots from different points of different gen versions of the game and saying that it's on the Xbox One X or the PlayStation 5 versions. And the saying I said is that, attention is the new currency. And that's exactly what we're getting with this game. Everybody wants to be wants to get some kind of attention from this game, because the negative thing right now is to pile. The thing right now to do is just to pile on it. This game is. Listen, I've been playing it. The whole time we've been doing the show. I got it on right now. Not one crash, not one bug, not one issue. But the regular open world shit where you'll see something. Well, I should take that back. Not saying no bug, because the regular open world, you'll see a person do something here or whatever, or you run into a car and it don't do the physics right or something like that. We get that in every open world game that we have. It's the same thing. This game runs fine.
I heard that there is, if you make your man unit too big, that when you jump on a motorcycle, there is a chance that it is going to rip out of your pants and flap in the wind as you are driving down the road.
What now? Is what now? Is what going to happen?
Yeah, it's going to rip out of your pants and it's going to flap in the wind as you are riding down the street.
I can confirm that will happen in real life.
See, I have not experienced that. Now I did accidentally at one point of the game get to where I forgot I didn't have any clothes on, because there's a point in the game where you get kind of messed up and then you go outside and then people look at you like, what the hell wrong with you? Like, what I'm saying? And I'm just in the buff, and then and I remember I went and talked to somebody. She's like, I don't want nothing from you. And then I'm like, damn. And then I go and I check something, and I check my inventory and I see that I'm just butt ass naked, and I'm like, oh snap! Oh my god!
He pick up a quarter on the
meat rocket just swinging. I'm just, oh okay, I gotta put on some gear. So the thing to me is okay. So yeah, but other than, the game is not perfect in the sense of like perfection, but there is not a perfect game out there. The story is amazing. I got over 20 some hours into it right now.
What system are you playing it on?
On the Series X.
Dude, we're saying that there's regular issues on the Series X and stuff.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
I know, but I'm saying
like
that's what I'm saying. Like I know that's what didn't you just hear what I just said in the beginning? Like CD Projekt Red was wrong for that. Like the game, they should have been more transparent about how that game was playing, and gave the gamers the option. But see, also you got to look at it like this too. The investors be pushing these games when the developers don't want these games to come out, because who gets more of the disdain? Is it the developers or is it the company, or the investor? It's always the developers, and the developers, and they knew, but they had to play the game. They had to.
We're not sure we're not sure if that's what happened, bro. Like that's a possibility,
bro.
But we're not sure.
There's no doubt in my mind. Look, as much money as they put it, man, when you play that game and you go into the voice acting, the story, the way that these models look, there's some parts in this game, because it's hit and miss. Some parts it looks like it would be played on older hardware. Then there's some points that when you get like, holy moly, like it just flashed, and I'm like, I can't wait to see what this looks like, in what I'm saying, when they get the update done.
Gee, I wish I could see that.
I'm sorry, but see, also, this is another thing too. We got a lot of people out here frauding the public, because this isn't CD Projekt's Red first rodeo when it comes to broken games. You have to play these games to know. The Witcher was broken. That's why it took me 2.5, almost 3 years to beat it, because I played it. It was playable. I didn't have it to cut off or anything. But when you're going through the menu system and all of that, it was bad. It was awful. But when you was playing the game, going out, doing stuff, fighting and things like that, it worked fine. But when you was going through the menu system, it would get buggy. It was a mess. And you know what I'm saying? And so therefore, when people over here when you say, oh man, The Witcher was great. No, it wasn't great running.
Because they bought it 2 years later and played it, man. That's why.
But that's the thing though, right there, is that this is why I know that CD Projekt Red is going to get it right. It's because they didn't give up on The Witcher. They didn't give up on The Witcher 2. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to give up on this game. They're going to take the hit. And they'll be and the game is going to play better than ever. It's going to look better than ever. It's just that that's why I feel that the game, the publisher is like, look, we spent too much money. You're already having people already pissed off. And when you keep saying delay, you're going to have a Crackdown 3 moment. You know what I'm saying? Because the hype level wanes. It was already, because I even was saying that last time. I said, man, if they delay this game one more time, they better not give us a damn date. Just delay it indefinitely until they got the shit right. And they got, and that was the majority of the people who was anticipating this game, right? So it's a catch-22, and I totally get it. But this ain't the only game that shut me down. Like, listen, Borderlands 3, I didn't see this thing. I had one time. I had my very first time where the game, and that was last night. That was last night where I was in a part. If people familiar with this part of the game, see if they had the same issue too. Where I was looking for Evelyn, and I was looking for Evelyn, and I got to one part that got crazy chaotic, and then it shut down on me. That was the only time that it shut down on me. I came back, my save was right there, and it was fine. On Borderlands 3, it did what Otter is talking about. It shut down like every 2-3 hours. Borderlands 3 just kept shutting down, cutting off the Xbox. It kept cutting it off over and over again. And that's when you would hear for the very first time, that was the only game I could say that I heard make the Xbox One X go kind of push. So I was like, oh snap. So, and then when they did a patch, it didn't do that anymore. And so that's not the only game. This is the thing to me where I get frustrated when people get into this zone of wanting to just attack one game and not have the same energy with others. Look, I got Miles Morales. It's a beautiful game. It plays well, but you go through trees. It's broken. You get punched by a thug the right way. You turn into goop. You got all types of crazy shit that goes on. You kick a person out of, you're a fence, you're an ice cube, you're this, you run, you swing through buildings. There's all different types of bugs in there. And what do you hear from those people? Oh, it's cute. Demon Souls. Game goes around, people jumping around, and there's dark spots here. You know, the damn creature is over there doing the hammer dance, and you got somebody doing the moonwalk, and you got somebody over here doing jamming like the Jackson 5, but it's called cute. Instead of what it's supposed to, except it's being called broken, as though you're saying the same thing that's going on with this game with CD Projekt Red. Keep the same energy. If a game is broken, then you should attack that game and that developer as well. Again, I'm not trying to defend CD Projekt Red. All I'm just trying to say is, look, if you like the game, if you want to give them an opportunity, go ahead and get your refund. Keep the game and wait for the patch and see if it works. If not, get your damn refund, move on. Don't buy anything else with CD Projekt Red. And my last point on this, I think Xbox got that bag. I think because of this shit right now, I think Xbox gave him that bag. I said,
Xbox is just sitting back and they're letting that negativity
Y'all was a little
flow.
bit too expensive. Y'all was a little bit too high off the hog. Y'all a little bit too high off the hog.
They're letting it flow so they can come in and be like, yo, come here.
Oh, man. And you got all this hate. Join us.
You
know what I'm saying? Phil at that table to slide
you got
that little
Dr.
purse.
Evil with his arms
slide
out.
that purse. Yeah, just he got his arms folded.
Come on.
Phil is sitting there with him, and he don't even touch the bag. He got somebody else that just slide the bag over to CD Projekt Red right now. Just we see about them stock price. We see about them stocks going down. You know what? You know, Microsoft can help you.
Yo, they rebounded. Hold on, they rebounded though. Like they,
you know what I'm saying, bro? Because one thing that Dark said was right is that they're not going to shut down. They're not going to go away. But it's going to be hard after this because of the trust, and especially now since it's kind of slated, and Digital Foundry gave that little nugget by trying to make it seem like that they favored Xbox over the PlayStation. They're already hated. They treat the game like an Xbox exclusive. You see what I'm saying? So this is the first one. Yeah. You might as well go ahead and give them that bag. Look, right now, CD Projekt Red. You know what I'm saying? Join forces. Here you go.
What you lose? You lost $1 billion.
You know you dedicated to the PC and you dedicated to the Xbox. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Give him that bag.
I feel like I'm watching The Godfather right now.
Hey, bro, that's what Phil's doing right now. He's like, I see you have problems.
Yo, damn.
I know he's giving me that stupid ass smirk behind his fucking desk right now.
Did you hear, dog?
Give him that bag, Phil.
I love it.
Because I've never seen a big time third party game get delisted from Sony like that, where they're saying they'll give you a full refund.
I've never seen a game crash like this ever in my entire life.
No, I've seen games crash like this before. I told what's really crazy.
You got to go to those
SuperChats.
Borderlands 3 was awful. Fallout 76 crashed more than what this game is doing.
I didn't play that game. So.
Yeah, I played it. That game is atrocious.
Fallout 76 came out like if Cyberpunk is broken, Fallout 76 was shattered. Okay,
bro, it was awful. I'm like, because I like Fallout, and I'm like, what the hell? It would cut off. It would be buggy. It would log out, and then your saves would get messed up. I'm like, what? You asking me for full price for this? I'm not paying for this. That was earlier this year when they was letting people play it for the weekend for free. I said, hell no, bro. No.
You got to remember, Mr. Howard. It just works. It just works.
It just works. It just works. And then you know what happened? All that negative publicity and all that stuff was going on. You know what I'm saying? And Dr. Phil, you know what I'm saying? Slid that bag.
What you're saying is that maybe CD Projekt Red will get bought out by Microsoft.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, I've never in Fallout 76 and other games that were broken and got ridiculed. We could just go and look at the list of games that just that were awful. This isn't the worst broken game ever. This is not.
If they do that, then you know what? I will never go to Xbox ever.
Ooh.
Why?
Oh,
Why?
wow.
Why?
Well,
Because
you know what you
I
should
think
do.
it should be I think it should be
Hold on. What?
I think it should be a multiplayer. I think they should have multiplayer games.
Why?
They weren't a multiplayer on the 360. They were only PC only until when they made their second game. The
That
Witcher
is
2
true, yeah.
only went to the 360. It never went to
But
the PlayStation.
But if
Wah,
they
wah.
go with just Xbox, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, man.
You hater, man. Listen to this guy.
No fucking do it then, fucking crybaby.
You only got the PlayStation gamers only got to experience. PlayStation only gamers only got to experience The Witcher one time.
3, yeah.
Yeah, and what else did they get to experience from CD Projekt Red?
Cyber junk.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm like, it's almost
cyber
poetic. Like this might be for real because, like I said, I don't know. But that's my last point. I know we got one more topic and we got to get out of here. But I'm just like,
Yeah, we got.
Slide it that bag. Goddamn, give me my
He said
Witcher 4 on exclusive Xbox. Oh my God, I'll be tripping out, boy. I'll be
Dark
tripping.
said cyber junk. Yo, I have not heard that. Yo, first off, shout out to our brother Sir X-Man. There is a couple super chats from him. Yo, again, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the support.
Hey, can y'all see the salt that would be, man, the internet, man, I would just sit back and watch. I would just sit back and
sir,
watch.
you are interrupting
You guys
me.
actually think
Sir, you are interrupting me.
If they went to,
saluting
if they actually
Sir
sold the
X-Man.
Xbox, I would
people.
care. No, I wouldn't.
Oh,
People,
man.
we gotta give Sir X-Man and the super chat his due right now, guys. Yo, real quick, yo. Again, shout out to you, brother. Thank you for the support. He said maybe Otter's PS5 is overheating every hour. Maybe
Maybe y'all need to be blaming Sony for something.
No, it's not that because it doesn't do
it's
that
a game.
with Assassin's Creed.
He's already got a towel around it. It's okay.
Oh shit!
Yeah, I got one more.
CD Projekt Red came out and said that shit.
It's just a game, and honestly, like it wouldn't bother me as much, but like it's a game I really want to play, and
So
I can't.
download it on your One X
Oh,
and have
my
a good
goodness.
day, bro.
All right, guys, I got
I'm
one more
not gonna
super chat.
download
I
it on my
got
One
one
X,
more
dude. I'm not
super chat here,
I'm not gonna pay
guys.
extra money.
Damn, dark.
Man. Woo, GRG gonna be lit tomorrow.
Yo,
baby.
shout out to Sir X-Man one more time. I think I'm going to play Hot Wheels this weekend, brother. That's actually a good idea, man. Yo, I got Saturday and Sunday off, so if it's one of those 2 days, let me know, man. I'll roll with you. I will definitely roll with you, man. We'll get some loop-de-loops in, you know. Hit those afterburners, you know. That's what I call them.
Better than this Tetris gameplay we're watching right now.
What happened?
Maybe that gameplay will be a lot better than this Tetris gameplay we're watching.
Yo,
Right
this Tetris gameplay is
Xbox
fire.
getting destroyed on his own podcast. So y'all leave that. You leave my brother alone, man.
Oh
Man, show some damn
hold on.
respect.
Stop.
God, y'all are wrong. Y'all are
Stop the
ruthless.
presses. Stop the presses, guys. Seriously. Yo, shout out to my brother RG Viper X because I just saw it come up on my computer. Brother, thank you so much for my copy of Cyberpunk 2077, brother.
Oh,
Yo,
God.
shout out to you,
excellent.
bro.
Guys, those
Shout
are
out to you,
bro.
Congratulations,
Absolutely love
man.
you, man.
You gotta
Thank you.
love the community, man.
Thank
You gotta
you.
love the
Oh
community.
my goodness, man! I am shocked. What are we talking? Okay, all right.
Hey, hey, I'm gonna Kamooch. If anybody want to hook me up with Immortals, the game from Ubisoft, because I really want to play it. I really want it. I'm broke right now, but you know what? I'm Kamooching right now, so hook me up too. But thank you for going, my boy Bot.
Thank you, brother. He said there
You won't
is
be able
more.
to play it.
Dude, there is more,
Oh,
brother.
God.
Brother, I just saw that pop up. Thank you so much, man.
I'm trying to mooch for a year of gas in my vehicle.
God bless you, brother.
Yeah,
God
I'm
bless
down
you,
with
brother.
that, bro. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Pred. Yeah, I'll mooch that.
Guys,
yeah,
we got
there
like
you go.
6
Fred got a
minutes.
BMW. He don't need shit.
We got like 6 minutes for the last topic. Do you think we can do this, guys? Do you think
we're
we
not
can
gonna
do
do it in
this?
6 minutes. We
We can do it in 6 minutes. I'll be real quick and brief on it. You can
We'll
let
do
me
it
be
like
first
10
on that
minutes.
one.
We'll try it for 10 minutes, yo.
I'm gonna be brief. I'll be quick. So let me go first.
This is hilarious.
All right, yo. Just recently we heard that Take-Two Interactive, basically the publishers that have the development studio Rockstar, was interested in buying Codemasters, and it was a mix between money and stock in Take-Two. Now, a lot of people thought it was pretty much a done deal. You know the way these kind of like negotiations go. They do take a little bit of time, but people were pretty much reporting it's pretty much a done deal. And that's when EA came in and said, "Hold my beer, people," and offered over $1 billion in Randy Moss straight cash, homie, to buy Codemasters. For people who don't know, Codemasters, they are basically a racing development studio. They have a bunch of racing franchises under their belt. They are highly respected in the gaming community and the gaming industry. Now, all right, K-Mega. EA came in. EA came in when we all thought it was a sure thing. Take-Two Interactive. People were talking about a new Midnight Club. Things were getting kind of crazy. Like it was pretty much a done deal. EA comes in and it's like, no, we got money though, bro. We got that dough. And now it seems like it might lean more into EA's favor here. What do you think about what happened here? What are you for? Are you for Codemasters going more to EA? Going more to Take-Two, possibly rejuvenating a Midnight Club that I know a lot of people out there have been missing. Not only that, but Codemasters they come with a bunch of franchises when it comes to racing. What do you think about this scenario? Where do you want it to go, man?
I personally, I would love to see a Midnight Club, but that's really, I don't know. It's one thing that we just discussed on Cali Rex's podcast earlier this week, and I just think that EA is the better place. And then on top of that, EA had straight cash, homie, like you said. Codemasters wasn't talking about one stocks. They want cash, and EA provided the cash. So that's a win. And I also think EA is trying to get back to some forms of what they were, because they were known as the racing kings. So it's just one of those things where you got Dirt, you can revitalize Need for Speed, and you can also bring another version of like Need for Speed Street Pro, or something more traditional. And then also there's Project Cars as well that Codemasters works on. So there are so many racers that it would make more sense to be at EA at this point, and especially when people are on their throats about microtransactions and things like that. If they go to Take-Two is just do what they want to do, and just like Activision. And that's why when I say out of those three companies, I think EA is third, and I think EA is trying to get things back into perspective where people can start somewhat liking them again. And then, of course, with Battlefield and stuff like that, I just think it's just a better fit overall.
I got you. And K-Mega, we were over on Cali Rex's channel talking about this, man, and that was an absolute great discussion. I kind of feel bad that we got to speed through it now, but we got people. Right? We got people saying that me and you should definitely come together with our own kind of like 2-person show, as well as Next and stuff like that, man. It was a lot of fun doing that.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Shout out to Cali Rex as well. Awesome guy in the community, man. Let's see. Let's go Crispy here. Crispy, it was looked at as almost a sure thing, man, that Take-Two was going to get Codemasters. EA comes in with that wallet and starts flashing, the bills around, and now it's more up in the air, more leaning towards EA in terms of Codemasters. What do you think about what EA did here? Do you like it? Do you think it would be a good fit for Codemasters to go with EA, or do you think that you would rather have them over at Take-Two, or do you even care, brother?
I do care, and I do believe that EA would be more well suited for a developer like Codemasters. Codemasters, if you've ever played a dirt game, they've usually been pretty far ahead of their time. Like, as far as simulation racers go, they are extremely talented when it comes to that. from what I hear from Dirt 5, they actually went more arcade style in some way, shape, or form. So it's a little strange for me because I've always been off put about dirt games, even though I love like the whole, dirt rally racing type scenario when it comes to racing. Like it's interesting to me, but it was so like in depth and just crazy when I started playing these games that I just never got into it because it felt too hard. And like that's where it's my problem because I'm not a simulation racer. But if they're going more towards an arcade style, I do believe like EA could really help them, transition to something like that. And to be honest, I mean, yes, you have dirt racing in like Forza Horizon 4 and stuff like that, but do you really have like a true on rally style racing game out there except for dirt? And if it can go and kind of bridge the gap of arcade style or simulation, I think it would get people more into it. And I feel EA has, at least some racing pedigree. I mean, I thought Need for Speed Heat was decent. It wasn't great.
Oh, see, I thought it was really good, man.
It was decent for me, okay. And then like I'm not like going out and trying to buy Hot Pursuit Remaster. Like I loved the game when it came out, but now it's like But I feel like they need some pedigree in there, and I feel like Take-Two would almost dissolve the entire like dev team and just absorb them. And I don't feel that's right because clearly Dirt has a great pedigree when it comes to racing games, and it doesn't make sense to me to go to Take-Two. Take-Two is doing more like NBA 2Ks and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like they're if there's a sport involved, that's what they're doing, and it doesn't make sense to me.
I hear you, bro. And my whole thing is, and K Mega knows this. I was a huge Midnight Club LA fan. All right, and I thought with kind of like the success of Midnight Club LA, I thought it was a successful game, and I really liked the direction that they were going in when it came to the Midnight Club franchise with LA. What they had to offer there in terms of the racing experience, in terms of customization, all that good stuff. I was waiting for that next iteration. And then when I saw that Rockstar basically dissolved that studio to make that game, man, I was heartbroken. And I thought, if Codemasters goes to Take-Two, there's a chance Midnight Club could be resurrected. And I was excited about that. I got some thoughts about EA in terms of racing as well. And I'm probably not going to get into them now. But that I was actually leaning more towards Take-Two. Again, for Midnight Club and for reasons about EA that, I might share really quickly, but I want to get through the panel as well. So, Dark, we all know you love racing games and you know how mainstream racing games are and how millions and millions of people get into racing games to the point where it's definitely not niche at all. So, what do you think about what's going on with Codemasters here? We thought Take-Two had it in the bag, and then all of a sudden EA comes and they start flashing that platinum card, and they're like, no, we got money. We got money. We're not going to give you stocks. We'll give you all that money, man. What do you think about this move, man? Do you like it? Do you think that Codemasters should be with Electronic Arts?
Oh man.
Do you care? Do you care?
I care only because I think Codemasters is if anybody I would play a racing game, it would be from them.
It would be from Turn 10. What are you talking about, sir?
Because their games look kind of cool, or whatever. They're always kind of little different than the normal go in a circle kind of bullshit. Or playground. I definitely, I will say this, I liked Forza Horizon 3. I did not like 4. I thought 4 was a step back from 3, but that's a different story. This is just bad. Them going to EA. I I mean, good luck. I mean, you're probably gonna get some shitty fucking games from that developer from now.
Codemasters will get tombstoned in the backyard of EA.
Pretty much. I mean, this has happened. I mean, the best case scenario, it could go a respawn, way, or it could go BioWare.
Oh man!
BioWare, they're still alive though. BioWare is still
alive.
alive.
Still alive.
BioWare got two of their old people back after the other two people left. That's kind of.
I'm hoping that Mass Effect 4 and Dragon Age 4 are freaking fantastic. I'm excited for those games. I think those games will hopefully be good, but I'm just kind of making an example of what's out right now and how things are going right now. But I think it's another racing game under their belt. Like, what are they gonna do? Make a Need for Speed now? Codemasters is gonna make.
They're gonna do Pro Street.
Need for Speed Dirt.
Like, yeah, is it gonna be Need for Speed Dirt now? I'm just like, oh my
It'll
god.
probably Need for Speed Shift or something like that. To bring back that, because that was more of their.
I don't know, man.
Simulation.
I don't know. I honestly think to myself, like, Take-Two could have taken this and made it, put it under their wing, and then they could have gotten them
magical.
to make, could have made a Midnight Club. I mean,
they could have made a contender.
I will tell you this, that Midnight Club is probably the only racing game I actually adore, like completely adore.
Oh shit! So Dark's speaking from his heart right now is what's going on, man.
Because I grew up playing Midnight Club, and I loved Midnight Club LA. I loved Midnight. I mean, especially like on the original Xbox, man. Those games were the shit on the fucking original Xbox. Like even the Need for Speed games were the shit back then too. But like it was like Underground and Underground 2, and then after that it was kind of. And Most Wanted as well.
Carbon was good. Need for Speed Carbon was good.
Carbon was good.
Carbon was okay. Yeah, Carbon was okay, but like it wasn't like, oh, okay, yeah. But like, I think Midnight Club LA and Midnight Club that's where I loved, playing those type of games. But as I grew older, those games have kind of gone to the wayside, and we've been getting these simulator type of games and these freaking like really like not from Xbox. I'm not saying like take them out of the equation, because they do make good games. I mean, those racing games are good, but EA, I mean, they made Need for Speed Heat. That was the last one that was actually good. The ones before that were fucking terrible.
Trash.
Like, people hated them. People were like, what the hell is going on? Like, maybe they picked up Codemasters to see if they can, help them to develop a good racing game, maybe? I don't know. Like, so it could be a good thing. I kind of don't think it is. I think it'll probably be a bad thing, but we'll see.
I got you, brother. I got you. Yo, shout out to my brother Stick Figure, tuning in from down under. Pretty much he just said, why so many publishers overhype their games? Just make a good game and let it sell itself. Stick.
Exactly.
Stick, thank you. Thank you, Stick, man. You get a round of applause from me, brother, for that one.
You know who does that? And you know who's going to be doing that this generation? Playground Games with Fable. playground games with Fable. I'm
3-4-3.
guaranteeing you we will not see anything for another year or so. Guaranteed.
All right, yo, Pred,
'Cause they don't overhype shit.
You shut up, Dark. Shut your mouth. Yo, Pred, what do you think about what's going on here? I know you like to get into the business side of things, man. Is this something typical when it comes to business? You know, you got two companies negotiating kind of like a buyout that's going on here, and then all of a sudden a third company comes in and is like, I got you on that money. I got more of it. I'm ready to give it to you. What do you think about EA kind of like pushing in here and saying, yo, we're a player too. You might want our money.
I was actually shocked that happened. When I saw the topic, or I saw it on Twitter, I was sitting thinking like, didn't we already talk about this a while back? Like, didn't this already happen? And I couldn't remember that it was Take-Two and not EA that did it. And so as I started thinking about it, I was like, that's interesting. It's, another team, another company is basically leapfrog the other company.
Yes, sir.
To get this team, and it doesn't happen that often. I don't see it that often, but I'm sitting here thinking about this EA as a company, and I'm like, well, what do they have out there right now? As far as racers, as far as just like games in general. And I started thinking about Origins. They don't have. This is one of the things that makes Microsoft successful with their structure. They're getting games from other companies for Game Pass. They're getting EA games. They're getting, Greedfall. They're getting games from Ubisoft. They're getting games from all these other companies to put into Game Pass. But all these other subscription services are not doing that. Ubisoft isn't doing that. EA isn't doing that. So the best way to kind of start doing it is to take the approach that Microsoft is doing.
Absorb studios.
Buy studios, exactly. So this kind of makes sense, even though this company is basically just a racer company. I hate to say it that way, but that's basically what they're known for. They're known for making racers. So
I don't think they would argue with you on that either.
I don't think the aspect of it is really, like I know some people have kind of said, oh, they can work on this game, they can work on that game, and yeah, that might be part of it. Maybe they're just trying to get some filler, and get some studios under their belt. And it wouldn't surprise me if you start seeing them start racking up other smaller studios as well to put under their belt to kind of beef up Origins. They just did this whole rebranding, I guess, what was it? Maybe a year ago, 8 months ago, where they changed Origins Access to just Origins Premier and all sorts of shit they were doing with it. And they don't have a lot of games on there right now. I mean, that are new. Like, they're not pumping out, other than sports games, I think, which is that's their thing.
Yeah.
But outside of sports games, I think the last game I can think of just off the top of my head was anything from Respawn. I think is under them, correct? Which would have been Jedi Fallen Order. I think that's the game that came out last that I can think of.
Yep.
But outside of that, which Jedi Fallen Order was like last year.
Well, Squadrons as well.
Oh, Squadrons. Yeah, that's right. And which, who's talking about that? I'm sure the game, I've played it. I was in the beta and the alpha for it, but like I've not heard anybody really like that game isn't like touted as like the best space shooter ever. Like you're not really hearing about it. I'm not saying
it's a good game. People.
I'm saying, but I'm not really. That's like sometimes you kind of listen to like what people playing, and that's not one of the games you hear people saying. Yeah, I'm playing Star Wars. What's wrong with it? Hear that. So like, so when sometimes when you don't hear things like that, you start kind of maybe thinking that maybe the game wasn't as good as like we're talking about Cyberpunk, and the game looks like shit on half the consoles it's on, but we're still talking about it. Not once in this podcast or any podcast I've listened to or been on in the past fucking 2 months have talked about that game. So like that kind of leads me to believe that maybe it's not as popular as a Cyberpunk or Astrobot. It's like,
oh, you're absolutely right because it's a niche type of title.
Yeah, it's a shooter. It's a space shooter. Like, and it's one of those games. So like, okay, so outside of those two games, what else has EA put out? And don't tell me sports games because they're always going to make money on
those. Sports games.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, those games come out once a year.
They did put Anthem out last year, I think.
Oh God, I was gonna say Anthem. Why you gotta read my mind, Dark?
That wasn't last year. That Anthem was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh shit!
And we're still waiting on them to fix that.
That's how forgotten that game is.
They're
And then you
not
think
fixing it.
What came
It's
out before
done.
Anthem? What came out before Anthem? Besides the sports game, what came out before Anthem?
Andromeda.
Plants vs. Zombies 2 came out, or 4. Garden Warfare. They didn't have a
The Battlefield.
Battlefield. They haven't had a Battlefield in 2 years, maybe longer.
No, it'll be 3 years, but yeah, because it'll be 3 years.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And then, damn, there was one other. Right before I said Battlefield, there's another game I was thinking
Well, they
of.
came out with Need for Speed Heat as well last year.
How good?
Dragon Age Inquisition was like 8 years ago.
Yeah, not 8 years ago. Dark.
Yeah,
Damn,
they got
bro.
Peggle and they got
Peggle came out a generation ago.
Right, like this is my point. Like outside of sports games,
Peggle too. I meant so.
A company the size of EA should be pumping out better games. They should have a better. I'll say it this way: a better grounded platform portfolio. That's the word I'm looking for. Games, not just sports. But that's what they get, the sports, and that's what makes them money. You know, I get it. I mean, I'm not knocking the hustle, but you would think they would have something else under their belt, and that's what's missing from them. Like you that Jedi Fallen Order from Respawn, those Respawn games that are gonna come out, Titan Falls, that's a start. You know, we'll start getting those games in. And the one game I'm thinking of, it wasn't a fucking sports game or a shooter that'll come to me later. I don't know, but that's what we're missing, like from EA, and they can't pump out games like Game Pass is doing if they're only doing sports games. They got to have something else in there, you know, kind of push that. So I think this is a start, even though racing is a sport, you know. But
according to the VGAs, anyway, definitely a sport.
Yeah, according to ESPN. So they got to pump out other games besides just sports games to kind of keep that rolling. And I think this is just the start of them starting to do that because they see that it works. They see that Microsoft is doing it, and I'm honestly surprised that other companies have not done this yet. Maybe they don't have the coin to do it, but like start picking up these other smaller studios and start getting partnerships with these smaller studios to put games into their system, into their program. And I think this is what this is a start for that.
Yeah, dude, this is definitely the gaming is going a certain direction. And you know, the funny thing about it, you know, a lot of people either love or hate this guy, but Crap Gamer actually said something about this a while back in terms of Game Pass, and if that becomes successful, the model
actually right about something.
The model would be followed. You know, I'm saying it a little bit different than he did as well. You know what I'm saying? But the model will be followed by other publishers trying to do the same thing. And I kind of threw in there, to create a constant stream of revenue. You know, you have subscriptions, you know, for the most part, how much money you are getting month to month and fiscal year to fiscal year. And then, you know, it can grow and stuff from there. But it's something that Crap tried to say when it came to a subscription service kind of back in the beginning. He didn't think it would succeed, but he was like, if it does, you know, you got to be careful because then these other companies are going to try to do the same thing. And before you know it, that's what you're going to be wrapped up in. And of course, I think Mooch also said it as well. He was like, dude, it's going to come to a point where, you know, if you want to play Madden, you're going to have to be subscribed to EA Origins or whatnot. And he's like, I don't want the whole industry going in that direction. And, you know, there's some valid points there, to be really honest. But as for right now, I cannot argue with Game Pass because Game Pass is such one hell of a deal when it comes down to it in the quality of games, the variety of games, the price point, everything. Like, shout out to Xbox for putting that together and really putting brain power behind it to make sure, you know, to keep it flush with features, with games, and to keep it growing. I absolutely love Game Pass. I am a Game Pass fan. Majority of games that I play on my VCR Xbox, guys, is
But you're doing
Game
that thing where
Pass
you're getting
games.
long-winded again.
Well,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, well, no, I'm doing that because
And the other game I was thinking of was Mass Effect. That game kind
Okay.
of bombed too.
All right. Well, I'm doing that because we're rolling into the outros and everything now. Yo, great show, guys. Yo, shout out to everybody that hung out with us tonight, guys. I hope you are as entertained listening to us, and of course watching the aesthetics, because we got to give you something to watch as well. But I hope you are as entertained as at least I was doing the show for you guys. I had a lot of fun tonight. The panel was absolutely on fire. Yo, shout out to you guys. You guys did a great job tonight. A lot of energy, man. It was just a lot of fun. But, like a 40-year-old with a comb over, it is time to get those plugs in. And I haven't done it in a while, but I'm going to do it now. I am going to start with the Lone Star State Predator. What do you got for us for your intro, bro? Your outro, bro. Intro. Let's start over again. We'll just do another show.
Do you want the whole show again?
Yeah, doing a whole show, man. No, what do you got for us for the outro, man?
Next podcast Thursday, man. Make sure you guys get your gameplay in because we're tired of watching your Tetris videos.
Tetris is fire. Yo, even Dennis said more Tetris gameplay, please. That was perfect timing.
No. Please, no.
Yes.
No. He said just cut it off.
Actually, I'm just sick and tired of seeing the same intro or the same gameplay going.
What are you talking about?
Every
This
weekend.
no,
Every
no,
freaking-
no, I don't.
I gave him gameplay. He
it's
thought
not
his
every-
was better than mine. So I guess that's why he wasn't watching.
Yeah. Wow. Under the bus. Yo, I want to tell you guys what it looks like under the bus right now. Yo, from my panel.
I dropped
man.
it on your. There you go.
Yo, let's go to the West Coast. The Angry Otter made a return tonight, Dark Optimus. It was insane. It was intense. And of course, as always, it was entertaining. Brother, why don't you let people know where they can go to talk games with you? Anything you want to announce, anything that's going on. Now is the time, bro.
Yeah, you guys can find me on Twitter at Dark Animus. You can also find me on Xbox and PlayStation at the same name. And Bot, you were literally thrown under the bus and over the cliff tonight.
Yes.
With some of the shit that we were throwing at you. So, you took it like a champ. And yeah, hopefully, well, I don't know if we're going to do a show next week because you know what next week is.
Uh-oh.
that would be Christmas Eve. So yeah, I'm not going to be there.
We're working.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We're working,
So-
people. We're all working. This is retail.
And Bod doesn't believe in Christmas because he's a fucking pagan bastard.
Wow, bro. Wow.
Man, he went there. Holy
I
shit.
did.
Actually, no, I'm not. You know what? I'm not even gonna get into that. That was a door that could open a whole new conversation. I was just getting a little nervous because my vape stopped working real quick, and it is really late. I can't.
Did it scare you? It scared you, didn't
I,
it?
I was
When you're-
I was a little scared. I was a little scared, man.
You're like, oh shit, it's not working now.
Yeah, I forgot about like next week and everything, man. Yeah, like, I gotta see. Man, I really like doing a show every week. You guys suck, man. Yo, but on that note, let's get over to Crispy. Crispy is a podcast professional. He is on multiple shows, guys. Not only that, but he will show you the way in Gears, I promise. And he wants to too. He wants you to send him invites to play, and he wants to teach you. He wants to teach you the ways, the secret ways of how to play Gears. So, Crispy, what do you got for people? What shows do you do to let them know? And of course, anything else that you want to say as well, bro.
Well, we're in the holiday season. Bod, I've offered many times to teach you, and you won't accept. So it's fine. The Gears way is the best way. Sorry, buddy. At Crispy Bomb on Twitter, Crispy Bomb 28 Xbox Live. Yes, hit me up. I will match. I will teach you how to play Gears. And you could ask Jesse, who's in the chat still. I have tried to, even though he doesn't have a mic. Please have a mic. Just saying. And yes, we have Brexham, and yes, it's Christmas with a boom. So he's giving away a bunch of crap. I don't know what it is. I think it's some controllers and a bunch of other great stuff, gift cards.
Hey, that's going to get you a Series X.
It should be fun. Well,
wow.
I mean, no consoles. I don't see any consoles in what he told us. So no consoles, but you can get a DualSense, I believe, and a Series X controller tomorrow if you join in. Not sure on the details. Sorry about that. And Retro Renegades will be back next year because screw 2020 at this point.
Wow.
And next podcast, I don't know what Bod's trying to do. He's probably gonna just hit us up on like Tuesday and be like, "Hey, we're gonna do a show on Wednesday."
Okay, we are back. All right, guys. Thank you guys again for hanging out with us. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs up button. If you were entertained tonight, if you haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. I do apologize for the issues. I bet you they are working on the internet lines and everything like that outside because we did have a massive snowstorm last night going into today. So thank you guys so much, man, for all the support for the next podcast. I can't tell you I'll see you next week, guys, because I won't. But you guys have spend time with your family, have a lot of fun. Stay tuned to this channel for live content. I will be putting out live content throughout the week and whatnot. So definitely subscribe and stay tuned. But other than that, you guys have a great night. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and I will see you again very, very soon.